50 occasions, along with commercial shipping in the Red Sea, and Houthi rebels backed by Iran and based in Yemen are not letting up. There were several attacks on commercial vessels over the weekend. A U.S. warship had to defend itself.
The military says that 3 commercial ships in the Red Sea were struck by ballistic missiles fired from Houthi-controlled Yemen, and a U.S. warship shot down 3 drones in self-defense during the hours-long assault. The Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have claimed responsibility. The attacks mark an escalation in a series of maritime attacks in the Mideast linked to the Israel-Hamas war. Central Command adds the attacks jeopardize the lives of international crews representing multiple countries around the world. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Facing outside pressure to agree to another ceasefire while committed to wiping out Hamas, Israel is racing to inflict as much damage on the terrorist group as fast as it can. The Israeli military widening its ground offensive, bombing targets across the Gaza Strip, while also warning civilians to evacuate the southern town of Khan Yunis. The Pentagon says the remains of 5 American service members are within the wreckage of an Air Force Osprey aircraft. It crashed off the coast of southwest Japan last week. The crash site has been found. Crews now involved in recovery operations. The aircraft went down during a training mission. Well, we're going to see a flurry of economic reports this week with an emphasis on the job market. The Labor Department releases the November employment report on Friday, with the experts predicting an increase of 175,000 non-farm jobs last month. On Wall Street, the Dow futures down 131 points. NASDAQ futures off 115. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
Hi, Rhett Rasmussen of BestHotGrill.com. Step up your grilling game with our Solaire portable infrared grills. Our compact everywhere is a favorite of RVers and trailer pullers. Solaire infrared provides the quick sear for bar marks and texture needed to properly finish sous vide. Use a portable alongside your larger conventional grill to create an instant sear zone and more juicy and flavorful food. Learn more at BestHotGrill.com. Affordable, powerful, portable infrared grills at BestHotGrill.com.
A new dispute has broken out between Israel and the Palestinians. Reporter Felice Friedson has more from Jerusalem.
Palestinians are crying foul after the Israeli government allowed a visit by the International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor. Karim Khan accepted the invitation he received from families of the Gaza hostages during their recent visit to The Hague. The Netanyahu government okayed the trip under the private agenda of the families to investigate the massacre of 1,200 Israelis on October 7th. The family's strategy was effective. Khan said he has reason to believe that actions defined as crimes according to international law were committed by Hamas on that day. Pro-Palestinian groups are protesting what they say is Khan's prioritization of meeting Israeli families over Palestinian victims. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. Ongoing redistricting issues in the Bayou State.
Louisiana lawmakers have until the end of January to draw and pass new congressional boundaries to replace the current map that a federal judge says dilutes the power of the state's black voters. Republican Governor-elect Jeff Landry has vowed to call a special session once he's inaugurated January 8th. Louisiana's current GOP-drawn map has white majorities in 5 of 6 districts, despite the fact black people account for 1/3 of the state's population. Jason Walker reporting.
Spotify says it's cutting 17% of its global workforce in the music streaming service's 3rd round of layoffs this year. It's trying to slash costs while focusing on becoming profitable. The CEO says the jobs being cut is part of what he calls a strategic reorientation. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here? I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Yep.
Hope you had a great weekend.
First official full week of December.
It is now. That's right. Full on December the 4th.
Yep. Full-blown December.
That's right. Got a case of the full-blown December.
FBDs.
That's right. I guess 21 days until the Christmas day.
Mm-hmm. And December 21st is the first official day of winter.
Ah.
Festivus is late this year, too. It's on the 23rd. Usually Festivus is like reserved for the middle of the month.
Guess they're a little behind this year. Festivus. Maybe for, I don't know if the feats of strength or...
Yeah. Everybody get your polls up.
or the airing of the grievances is slowing things down.
Oh, no. We're just compiling our list. We've got way too many grievances. That's the big problem. It's a glut of grievance.
We make a lot of extended of the time for errands of grievances. We're going to extend that this year by 4 days.
Giving you some time to get it in.
To get a sturdy poll for this year's Festivus.
I don't know why, but feats of strength, I always think, whenever I hear feats of strength, I always think of like shirtless men from the 1800s standing next to barrels. You know what I'm talking about? Like that body type.
Yeah, they're wearing like dark brown pants.
Uh-huh.
that probably goes down to the calf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Poofy up at the top for some reason, yeah.
And they're redheaded with a beard.
And just one mustache, like the mustache with the curls.
Yeah, the curls. That works too. But,
feats of strength.
But speaking of feats of strength, I know everyone's talking about Philly and, losing to San Fran and all that and referees and all that stuff. But I could care less about that. I watched the Miami Dolphins destroy the Washington Commanders on Saturday.
It's been a rough season. This has been a real roller coaster of a season because you guys started with such high hope.
Well, I get a double dose of this whammy because right now the Miami Dolphins are featured on the mid-season Hard Knocks on HBO. So tomorrow's episode, because they air new ones on Tuesdays, will feature that fine game where the Commanders got smoked by the Dolphins.
By the Dolphins?
Dolphins are good.
Dolphins are good this season. I know.
The Dolphins are literally.
Here's the thing.
The Madden football game team. They score like 50 points a game.
There are certain seasons and certain teams that you just don't expect. It'd be like if the Bucks were having like an amazing season.
Yeah. Well, see, now Miami's legit.
Right.
Like the McDaniels, the coach of those guys, he's part of the whole Shanahan trio coaching, if that makes sense.
Well, what's funny is I actually one of the comics I follow is that guy's best friend.
Oh, okay.
Is the head coach of the Dolphins' best friend? Like
Daniels. Okay.
He was Dan Soder is the name of the comic, but he was he was the backup coach or the special teams coach for the 49ers.
Yes,
just a couple seasons ago.
He actually was in Washington under Kyle and Mike Shanahan.
Oh, really?
And then Kyle brought him to San Fran with him, and then he, of course, earned his chops, and now he's the head coach of the Dolphins.
Miami.
For what? I think this is his second year now?
Second year, yeah.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing about that guy. He's so untypical of your image of an NFL coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like when you think of NFL coaches, you think of like guys like Bill Parcells and Jimmy Johnson and these guys, you know? And McDaniel is not that.
No.
Like I don't even think he's ever played football, to be honest. I think he's literally his whole life been into coaching football.
Really?
Like Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think Kyle ever, if he did, he didn't play like of note.
Like the guys that play manager mode on Madden.
Yeah, like he's that guy. And he dresses and looks nothing like your NFL coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's wearing Elvis-like sunglasses every day, and he's kind of he dresses a little like a millennial with those sweatpants they wear that aren't full sweatpants. that go like show mid calf.
Oh yeah,
and they kind of taper down. You know that kind of look. He looks like that as a coach all the time.
It's an odd pant choice.
Well, that's what people, and he's a little quirky, and watching Hard Knocks, I've actually like him a lot more. Like I hate. Like, you kind of want to punch him in the face, but you kind of respect and like him at the same time, too, if that makes sense.
It does.
Like, he says things, you're just like, why are you trying to look cool? You look like a nerd trying to look cool here. What are you doing? But then he just wins, and, I mean, he's got the team's respect and everything else, and he's doing a great job as a coach. I mean, I ain't going to lie. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see what he's doing in Miami and Washington. That would be delightful. But he's just he's so not atypical coach guy. Like even the coach speaks different with him. It's just, he's very, it's like because he didn't play football, he didn't know like he's supposed to do all the stupid coach speak. Like, like someone didn't teach him coach speak and he just kind of does it.
Whatever system he's got, it works. I mean,
absolutely. I'm not complaining. He's just different.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see how long he did. I'm telling you right now, watching Miami, and like the knock is on them, they can beat all the teams they're supposed to, but when it's time to take on the good teams, they've lost. Like teams like Philly, they've lost to teams that were good, and so they've been kind of flying. I wouldn't say under the radar because they are literally they're scoring like Madden, Job Madden, the video game.
Right.
Like they just. It's literally like playing them all the time. Just, you know how that is, scoring and everything. It's very much like that. But I'm telling you right now, Miami's going to make a splash in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, teams like the Chiefs and stuff, when they might make a run here. I'm just saying. But anyway, not because they destroyed Washington. Washington's not the measuring stick by any way, shape, or form of that. But that's the first time I've really watched Miami play. Right. And wow, they're pretty good.
I just I'll just say this. I hope that Green Bay fans are marked safe from the Swifties today. It's gonna be a rough one.
Even the NFL's that whole backlash is starting to blow up now. Like everyone was enamored at first. Now they're like, oh really? We don't care that she's hiring private planes to go from Australia to Kansas City to watch.
Oh, she's staying with him now. Like
I think she's still touring and stuff.
Well, she's on her like Eras tour, but like, from what I gathered, when she's visiting, she stays with at his house.
But like now she'll pop out Saturday or Friday on her tour and jet back to wherever Kansas City's playing that weekend.
It's so funny how like people, not even people, just like media in general tries to like make these celebrities like real people. Like, ooh, Taylor's staying with Travis. She could afford to buy a Hilton,
right?
in every town that she visits. She's literally doing this for the story.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're right, it is. But
she's wearing his Letterman jacket.
I think less and less people are enamored with that. And now I think at first there was more. Now it's just starting to get like, all right, whatever.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it when you both get matching tattoos.
Yeah,
that's when I'll buy it.
Yeah. Then his poor brother's busy doing Tide commercials and doesn't get on, he's stuck in a dirty pile of laundry doing Tide commercials with his Eagles teammates.
Well, that, like posting inappropriate Instagram dances.
Well, that's another story.
That's another story entirely.
I think our guests are here. I
I
hear some folks in the other room here. So let me give you the rundown since we got a full slate for you. We're going to be joined this hour by Ward 1 City Councilor Christina Arnold, and I believe she's bringing with us the city clerk, and we're going to talk, about the city clerk and the clerk's job and what that entails, and the keeper of the record. Kind of what the clerk is, among other things.
Yeah, it's a lot of power. You hold all the records in your hands.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Platinum, gold.
Those records happen to, just go away one day.
Platinum, gold, Guinness Book, all of it.
The hot dog eating championship.
She owns 57,000 pieces of vinyl. But anyway. So we'll talk that here this hour. We're going to replay an interview. We had Sherry Calloway with the Salvation Army join us last week to talk about bell ringing season. And this Saturday is their big pancake, all-you-can-eat pancake and omelet breakfast. $7. It's at the Salvation Army. I dare you to find a place where you can eat all-you-can-eat omelets and pancakes for $7.
That's a pretty good deal.
I'm trying to figure out how they're making money for the organization because, quite frankly...
Now, is it pancakes, omelets, and sausage, or are they just pancakes and omelets?
It's
an omelet station, too.
Omelet station, make your own omelets. I'm assuming there's meat products to put in.
Probably going to be some meats in there.
Yeah, some bacon, sausage, whatever.
Nice Denver.
And then the cakes of the pan. So, I mean, come on now. I'm like, dang it, Saturday can't get here quick enough as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so we'll play that interview for you. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, we're going to, our very own Jocelyn Smith, who by day is pushing buttons as our computer and video producer.
And by night,
yes,
she's slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
She's slapping the bass. She's slapping the bass real nice too. I've seen her perform.
But her and her bandmate Jeff Cabana are going to join us with Gross Domestic People. Talk a little bit about the band. Invite you out to their next gigs and all that good stuff. Just exposing you to some of the local music around here, and that hey. It's one of those things, you get perks. You work here, you get to do things. We get to, because I know everyone's like, why can't you put them up? Maybe you can. Put me on your radar. But anyway.
It's not about what you know. It's about who you know.
I just know from back in the day, because you and I, back before this world, we used to do the morning show on The Mix 106. And we used to talk and interview and feature a lot of local bands. And sometimes one gets more time than the other. It can get a little little dirty.
It was a fun time to be alive. I remember one time. This was during my afternoon show. I used to host a show called Shorty Small's Afternoon Attitude.
That's right.
And at one point, I made a joke about one of the bands in town. I can't remember if it was Children of a Lesser God or who it was, but I called them the Menudo of Metal.
Oh yeah, that's
because they had like 15. They always had like 15 different members in this band. But the drummer of that band showed up at the radio station. Thank God the door was locked, beating on the glass, trying to get me to come out and like fight.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, he's like, get out here. I'm like, no. I'm good over here, thanks. It was a fun time to be alive.
You're not a fan of Menudo.
No. But
did you yell at him? I meant the soup.
I want to say it was a long-haired dude, drummer. I think his name was Chris.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, it does. I think his name was Chris. I can't remember offhand. But
what calmed him down finally?
We just talked through glass.
Nice.
I was like, dude, it was a joke. I wasn't talking about you or your band specifically. You guys are awesome. It's fine.
Let's talk over some Menudo.
That's right.
Oh man. All right, it is 7:19.
Memories.
I want soup now. Let's get you up to date on the weather. It's gonna be pretty nice this week.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good for the next few days. Comfortable temperatures and sunny skies with high pressure parking over northern New Mexico and covering our area. Mid to upper 60s for the afternoon high today and fairly light wind. We should get sunshine. Overnight will be clear and cool, dropping into the mid 30s, and then we're looking at low 60s for the high on Tuesday and sunny. Back to the upper 60s Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 33 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 56%. Winds currently out of the east at 5 miles per hour. Sunny today. Mid-60s, 66 for a high. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, looking at sunny skies, 63 for a high tomorrow. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10. Wednesday, sunny skies, once again, mid-60s, 66 for a high there. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, expected to hit the 70s. Sunny skies, 72 for a high there. And for Friday, sunny skies, 73 for a high. So keeping up in the 70s. And then looks like we're going to cool down for the weekend, though. We're going to be in the 70s Thursday and Friday, and then drop to the mid to upper 50s for Saturday and Sunday. 56 on Saturday, 58 on Sunday. All right, it is 7:21. We're going to take a quick 2.5-minute commercial break. We'll do your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, and then a quick break after that. And then we'll talk here with the city clerk and Christine Arnold, city councilor as well. Don't go away.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A big December run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings with condition, and high-quality Angus breeding bulls. We expect to sell 2,000 head, breaking out like this: 300, 325 weighing cows and bulls, 150, 175 pairs of bred cows, 1,500, 1,550 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 23 Angus bulls, Smith Ranch, Carlsbad, extra quality coming 2-year-old commercial virgin Angus bulls, Vermilion Angus sired, trick and fertility tested, nice set of bulls, should fit anyone's country. 15 bred cows, excellent quality red Angus cows, bred to red Angus bulls, 6 to 10 years old. 35 bred cows, excellent quality black Angus and Brangus cross cows, bred to Angus, 6 to 10 years old. 50 calves via Lobos Ranch, Las Cruces, New Mexico, excellent quality black Angus calves, cattle weaned 45 days, shots 350-500 pounds. 61 calves, Dry Creek Ranch, Avis, New Mexico, quality black Angus calves, cattle weaned 45 days, 2 rounds of shots, 400-500 pounds. 45 calves, Snow Landing cattle, Del City, Texas, quality black white face Angus and Brangus crosses, cattle weaned 60 days, 400-550 pounds. 71 calves, JCJ's Ranch, Santa Teresa, New Mexico, quality black and red Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 30 days, 400-600 pounds. 96 calves, Mr. David Gable, Rome Mesa, New Mexico, quality black white face Charolais crossbred calves, cattle master 5 and 7 weight, 450 pounds. 149 calves, Baylor Ranch, Sierra Blanca, Texas, quality black Angus and Brangus crosses, medium condition, 550 pounds. 56 calves, Mikashika breaks, right here north of Roswell, good quality dried out light weights, several open sized calves on these. These calves weigh 200-300 pounds, and 42 calves, the Kane Cattle Company, Van Horn, Texas, quality Charolais crossbred calves, cattle weaned 21 days, shots 300-450 pounds. Sale time this morning 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 10:30 to 11. Be selling the Angus breeding bulls around 12 o'clock noon. Be selling calves and yearlings about 12:30, 1 o'clock. We expect to sell 2,000 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, of course, Christina Arnold, City Councilor representing Ward 1, back with us. And for this month, and I'd say for the last several months now, we've been kind of doing how the sausage is made segments. Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's not the official term, but it
works.
It does work. And so of course last month we talked a lot about wastewater, and we got to tour the plant and kind of got to see literally how the water moves and how we go from turning your poop water back into potable water that's watering plants and crops and everything else.
That's like the opposite of how the sausage is made. Yes. It's how the sausage is unmade, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
green sausage.
Let's not go there.
But anyway, we're going a little bit more cleaner this month here, a little bit more sanitary this month. Joining us in the studio this morning is your clerk for the city of Roswell, Amalia Martinez. Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Well, fortunately, your job does not require hip waders or any of these or any PPE of that nature.
It might.
Certain days, maybe, might need a mask. But I'm just kidding. And really, of course, I think a lot of people think of the clerk election time, because that's kind of, the time when the spotlight does turn on the clerk a little bit here. But really, at the end of the day, the clerk is kind of the keeper of everything, the keeper of the records, the keeper of kind of our history a little bit in terms of not so much on 1802 this happened, but the marriage licenses, your building permits, everything that needs to be a documentation of kept. Here comes the city clerk.
Right. Well, just real quick, we don't handle the marriage licenses.
Okay.
That's the county.
That's all part of the county. But other licenses and things, that's where the city keeps that kind of stuff.
That's right.
Obviously, if you and to be honest, and I always recommend, and I'm not sure if it's the city or the county clerk, but every member of the United States military, when you get out of the military, you get a what's called your DD-214, which is basically your piece of paper that says you are no longer in service of the United States military. Mm-hmm. It is, military people know it's probably arguably one of your most important documents of your life, because at some point someone's going to want to see it for some reason about something. One thing that's notoriously famous about those documents is once they give it to you, if you lose it, it is almost impossible to obtain another copy of it. Unless if you get smart and when you get, settled here, if you settled here in Roswell, you can go and give a copy to the clerk's office so they can keep it on file as a public record. And therefore, if you lose it, you can go down to the clerk's office, obviously show proper identification and proof it's you and all that, and they will be happy to give you another copy of it. So if you're very good at not keeping things like that, it's an idea that, as a matter of fact, when I was in the military, that was one they said, go down to your clerk's office, get this thing registered, and that way you will not have to worry about, in the event you lose it to a house fire or something like that. But anyway, the clerk's kind of that important person. I'm guessing your office can never be on the second floor of a building. I think effectively for any, or at least the part where they keep the documents and stuff, because I imagine it gets a little weighty after years and years of keeping, now we're going digital, and so there's digital, but I imagine for many cases there's still a physical copy of papers just sitting in a file somewhere within the clerk's property there.
We do. We have a vault on the second floor.
Gotcha. Okay, so we got stronger flooring here, but I'm thinking at some point, maybe we shouldn't put that on the second floor. Yeah. I've actually heard stories of older county, the buildings and things, where they're saying, we can't, we gotta put them in the basement because it's just too much weight, too much files, too much stuff there. So, but so let me ask, how long have you, how did you come to be in the clerk's office? What drew you to this profession?
Well, I've been, this actually is my first year, my first full year.
Okay.
Before that, I was interim clerk, and I just happened to come up on the position.
Gotcha. So I mean, kind of just give folks a general idea what your typical day-to-day. I mean, obviously there are elections. There's your things busy, but a day like this where we're not really in election season like this, what's in a typical day for the clerk's office like?
So monthly we have our city council meetings. Actually, this month or this week we'll be working on those.
And somebody's got to record those.
Yep, we've got IT is wonderful, and they help us get those all online. And we do the minutes for all the meetings. We just make sure that all of our minutes are complete, and we just daily people coming in, business license and liquor licenses, and just talking to the public.
Kind of the general.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys kind of clerk's office? I mean, like, do you guys have it's encompassed within your own office? Like obviously city offices, but there is an IT department for the city that handles. But with the nature of your work and stuff, do you have like your own IT department things, or is it all part of the cities? Or
it's all part of the city.
Okay, I didn't know if you kind of had, just because obviously some of the nature of the work, especially when it comes to computers and elections and all that, there's sensitive material there, so I didn't know if it requires a different level of IT on some of that kind of stuff than just, hey, the computer in the water department's office ain't working anymore, we need to get it fixed. Here's computers are a little bit different.
That's kind of why I wanted to bring her, because we just had the elections and things have kind of changed in the process and the way we actually do it, because the council voted to change that.
Right.
And so I kind of wanted the public to understand her, the clerk's role in
Sure.
it. And I also want to throw in there that Amalia and her team, Della, they're actually a pivotal part of keeping me informed. I absolutely adore them, and I have so much fun still working, but they are a key part of every process that we have.
Right.
So that is why I thought the public needs to kind of understand how that role changed in this last election too, because those have changed.
Well, and then there's also that part too where we live in the world that everyone loves to yell election fraud, this and that, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little different than you think.
I don't think it was possible for the clerk's office this time.
Yeah.
So we did opt in to opt in with the county,
Mm-hmm.
and they did run our elections this year. But we did have to do the campaign reports and have to handle a lot.
You're
of
very
that.
much an integral part
Yes.
of all that. Maybe they certify it, but the legwork and all that's done by your office. I'm guessing most of that kind of
I
stuff.
think most of it was done out at the county.
Okay.
We do just handle the back end paperwork, the
pulling of the data and then passing it off for them to do their analyzations and countings and whatever they do to certify it, make it official here.
I don't remember what month that was that we voted on that, but Councilman Korn actually put before us the option to change when our elections are held, which actually led for the counselors to be shorted 3 months. So normally we would actually have our elections, I think it's in March. Okay.
Right. Yeah, we used to do a spring election.
So
yeah.
we, in order to actually support this, we had to give up 3 months of our actual, office
term of service,
yes.
yeah.
And so, but the concept behind it was actually made a lot of sense, because you have, when I ran, I won by 389 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not a lot of people. I think there was a total of 700 people that showed up out of Ward 1, and that was a ward of like 3,800. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you have those elections like by themselves, then you have less turnout. By putting them with the actual school elections,
Mm-hmm.
I think our turnout was a lot more. I think it was very profound in the difference. So
better than it was.
Yeah,
numbers still aren't high enough.
They're not high enough, but yes, more participation.
You look at and I just give Ward 5 as an example, because that's one I always see that.
Yes, that one's really low.
The numbers are generally like 100.
Yes.
Of votes apiece, somewhere in that.
Correct.
I mean, it's
In the
really that.
municipal election, yes, that's how it was.
It's really like, and sometimes the difference. I think one year it was like 106 to 101 or something.
Yeah,
it was very close.
They're always very close. But this time they actually had some turnout.
Good.
I was very excited about that.
Well, and that's the point I always make is, and I'm glad to see that, lining the schedule has had a positive impact on getting voter turnout. But we as a community need to do much better job of turning out to vote on these things. And I know all of you have opinions. We all do. And I see them on Facebook all the time.
Yeah.
That municipal election is your chance
Right.
to actually put in the things you want to see this city do, and that's why it's so important you vote. So when I see these, I'm glad the numbers are up, but we need those numbers to be, sure, in theory, I'd love 100% turnout. That's a goal that I don't think we'll ever achieve. But, when it comes to, the decisions being made, the things that city councilors and county commissioners and the people at that level, they're going to greatly impact your life on a day-to-day basis, way more than a president or even a governor in some state, in some cases here. So that's why it's important to vote, to pay attention and to show up. And when it comes to, that's why the clerk's office, that's why they do all these, gone are the days where you're like, where do I go vote again? I got to look at my card and I got to be at the school. No. So you can vote about a month ahead of time now. On election day, you can, anywhere you are in the county, you can vote. It's, even during city elections and things like that, you get to, they've made it as convenient as humanly possible, short of, walking up to you saying, here's a ballot, check it out, and I'll take it with me and go with. I mean, that's the next step, I'm thinking. We're going to door-to-door clerk.
We did have same-day registrations, and I think we've done that before. We did have several phone calls that come into City Hall just wanting to know, where they would vote, and we were able to pull up their sample ballots and help them that way. So,
just kind of curious too, like you said, with this new way, it's gotten a lot simpler. But because I'm guessing, obviously you guys take your marching orders from higher up here. The state calls and says you got to do it this way. This is, is in your time there, does the election cycles get that different from time to time just because of the rules that are coming in and stuff, or is it pretty, we got our routine, it's kind of, it's done this way. And sure, there's been a few changing on a couple things we do, but it's still, or is it night and day different compared with the?
Well, I have not run an election myself. When I came in, it was in the middle of an election 2 years ago. And then, like she said, we opted in to do the elections with the county.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't tell you exactly how much changes there's been.
Gotcha.
We have had a couple of election school trainings just for the clerk's end, but I couldn't tell you how much difference there is between.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if maybe you were
elections.
Obviously not the clerk then, but kind of
Correct.
helping out and seeing it from a different position there and things. But I've seen, actually election night's quite interesting. I invite everyone to kind of come and be a part of it. Usually, especially during the municipal elections, they have a room set up at City Hall where not only candidates, but just members of the public are kind of hanging out, just kind of waiting for results to roll in. And every time there's a new person rolling into the clerk's office, everyone's like, ooh, here comes
I have to say, I was actually deeply disappointed. She did not have any bean dip.
No
or
bean dip.
Veggies, or I was hoping
right,
nothing.
So the clerk's office needs a host committee to work on.
We'll know better next
We're
election.
going to create a.
We are.
We'll pull some money.
But it's actually quite neat to watch that whole process, and I've gotten to be a fly on the wall once or twice watching it, as a media person, and it's really cool to just to see that. And I would even argue that if you get a chance, not everybody bring their families. There's only so much.
There's
bean
only
dip,
so much and only so much bean dip.
Yeah. But I think if you get a chance to bring like your family in to kind of see the process and see, I think it'd be really cool for an age appropriate child. Maybe don't bring in a toddler, but
that's the important age when we start getting children to understand how important their vote is. Because I recognize that people think that their vote doesn't count, but on a campaign analysis level or a political analysis level, your vote is actually extremely important because they look at the data on where they determine where to serve.
Absolutely.
So they look at the data on your city clerk level, on your county level, not just nationwide elections. On those local levels, they try to see which communities have voters. So the more voters you have, the more they actually pick areas to do things.
The squeakier wheel gets the grease.
So
that's just how life is.
That's why you are a number.
Yeah.
And it matters.
I know it stinks to be referred to as a number, but in this case, this is exactly what you want to do. So yes, encourage your neighbors to vote. Encourage
and your children.
Yeah, and your children when it's their turn to do their civic duty, show, that's why, and when it comes election time, I know all of your volunteers are usually very good about that. When a family member wants to bring their child in to vote with them, or let them sit there at the little booth while they're filling in their ballots and all that kind of stuff. We want to, it was a little different when we were kids. When we were kids, they had the curtain and the little switches you flip.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you could actually bring the kid in the little, curtain booth and flip the thing in. And all of us and I know every one of us spent 5 minutes, because they go in there and then you see them and look at, where's that thing to close the curtain again? Oh, there it is. And then, but every once the person behind you in line's watching and you're going, and they see him like, where's that thing?
I never got to enjoy the curtain.
Oh, I did. I love the way I got to do the curtain. Yeah. But, so it's not as much of a show like when we were,
right.
when we were kids.
It was a big deal because you pull that curtain.
Yeah.
It's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, exactly. It feels official. Like, now it's an official thing. But absolutely get that stuff involved.
Yeah, we just need to get voters out there, and we need a lot of voters. We need people to start participating and joining us on these elections.
Absolutely. That's like I say it every time. I see everyone complain on social media about what they're not happy about. And if you didn't vote, sorry, that's where if you want to, God bless you. You want to spew whatever you want to spew online. It's a free country. But if you want actual things to be impacted and changed, and your votes, what does that? And it's not how many Facebook groups you start or how many things you say on a Facebook group. It's what you do in the poll when you're in there,
because they're looking at you as a number.
Yeah, absolutely. So please, A, if you're not registered, get registered, and B, when the next election cycle comes here, and of course now it's going to be, I think is next we're turning into presidential cycles and all that.
Correct.
So it's going to be a little bit more popular and a little bit more visual on this one. But those municipal elections, they're the ones that really impact your day-to-day life way more than in a national election.
Yeah, that's our next local election. Will be in 2024 for the other councilors.
Good deal. Yeah, and that's the beauty of the way this particular our city set up, where we have the largest city council in the state, 10 members of the city council. Every ward has 2 city councilors representing them. So if you live in Ward 1, Christina's your counselor, and then you have Oropesa as your other city councilor to represent you. And then wards 2, 3, and 4, and 5 also have.
I didn't even realize that. You just I hadn't thought that far ahead, because in 2 years I run again, and it'll be, I might be able to get some good numbers instead of 389. Wow.
So that's at every given time, at every given municipal election, you will have a vote. Every ward is impacted. Every ward has an official that's up for an election. So the half that weren't up this last one will be up next year in the next municipal election.
Quicker than I thought. Yeah.
So
it's going fast.
So every pretty much every 2 years. Every 2 years we're electing new city councilors here. So so please pay attention to that kind of stuff. And to be honest, if you're interested in stepping up to be a city councilor, and like you said, that we're a year away from the next election, now's the time to do your research, to do your you want to things you're tired of. This is that level.
I'm gonna have to disagree. You're actually telling them to come at. So hold up there, okay?
Wards 2, 3, and 4, if you're interested.
Yeah. Ward 1, come talk to me and I'll fix it.
But joking aside, Christina's exactly what I'm talking about here. You're just a citizen that cared about stuff and had things that I'm tired of seeing this. Hey, I should run for office, and that's.
Yeah.
But that's exactly how the city government works, and that's
I just
how it
had a set of skills that I was willing to share, so that's what I was like. I got some skills here I can help out with.
But I mean, granted, we have counselors and things that do have political experience and things, but by and large, the city council is made up of just the average citizens, average people that by day they're dentists and doctors and hardware store owners and barbers and things like that. Yes. By night, they serve as a city councilor. Yes. That's kind of, that's how the position's meant to be. That's why it's not paid as a full-time position. It's not meant to be something that, you're not a city councilor as your job. You're city councilor as a server of the community. Yes. Yeah. And so
And we do it better because of people like Amalia as our city
Well,
clerk. Because I'm telling you, there's times when I'm running into the room, what is this again?
And that's the thing too. It's the city councilors are like the rest of us. They come in just like, hey, I want a puppy with a spaceship that flies. Can we make something with concert like pyrotechnics and then the people like Molly are like, hold on, counselor, we need to wrangle.
Let's think this over again.
And then every department's got an Amalia telling the city, hold on, counselor.
I do look for Amalia and Della. They're so in every department. There is when they're like, here's the real bug.
Yeah, and that's but that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. That's why you have a city council with the ideas and, in theory, thinking out of the box, and then the city staff are the ones that kind of say, all right, this is how we do that without getting you in trouble.
Right.
And then
That's the key line right there.
Or B, we can absolutely, or B, no, that's the concept's good, but we got to rethink how to execute it because that's not going to work that way. But that's really how the city works is your mayor and city council are the ones that kind of dictate, create policy and things, and then the city staff are the ones that keep them lined up, but also make sure they can execute said city policy.
Okay, that brings up something else I want to mention. You said that I've actually had certain people who that work for the city, and they kind of feel disparaged because the community will come in and talk to them about get upset about the certain rules, and I finally have told these employees that if someone is yelling at them, that they need to tell them, I don't write the policy, you need to call my city council.
That's right.
Because yelling at a staff member or a city employee about a policy or something like that.
They're just doing their job.
Correct.
Yep.
And so that's why I always say, come talk to me, and if I can fix it, I will go in. You can ask Amalia. I will go in and I will work to fix it. But please don't yell at our staff.
Well, we have elected officials for the reason. Going back, you each have two city council. If you're not sure who they are, go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, and you can find the maps, and it'll tell you exactly what ward you're in.
Or just give us a call.
Or call the clerk's office. They'll be happy to tell you. That's kind of their thing.
We're happy to help.
And but if you have questions about that too, and by the way, if you want to volunteer and get involved, like I said, there's always an election cycle around the corner, and the volunteers that sit at the polling locations for a month of early voting, and then at the 11, 12, how many different voting convenience centers are at that given moment, they're all volunteers, and they are the reason. Those people are really the backbone of this whole process, because without those folks in the COG, none of this happens. And let's face it, they're yeoman volunteers. They're doing this because they have a passion for it. They care about their community. They're a lightning rod. I've seen what y'all do to poll workers when on election day. If something's not perfect, y'all get in your little tantrums and tizzies and act like 6-year-olds. I've watched you do it while I've been 3 people behind you in line.
If they only understood how the sausage was made, right?
And I'm like, quit doing what you're doing. These people are just trying to help. So A, thank you to all those volunteers, and B,
absolutely,
we need more of you. Please, please reach out to the clerk's office and say, hey, I would love to, because there is training. You just don't roll in one day and start, here you go. There is a lot of training and a lot of legalese that you need to know and do, because let's face it, you're the line in the sand when it comes to, that first line in the sand for election fraud and those things to make sure the system is working. There's people that try to test those workers to try to get extra votes and things like that. And so, really? Yeah. No, not everybody's honest.
Yeah.
And so those volunteers are that line in the sand and are the ones that say, this is a red flag, we need to, and then the rest of the clerk's staff comes in. And
I just think it takes so much time to figure out how to defraud something.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, it's easier just to actually follow the process.
Sure. Well, and that's just it. You don't realize how much work you have to do to do nefarious stuff sometimes. You think you're trying to cut a corner?
Right.
You're actually doing 10 times the work sometimes. And
I look at that in mortgage loans because they have all these notices about mortgage fraud, and I'm like, it takes me just that forever just to get a loan.
Exactly.
I can't imagine.
And I ain't gonna lie, there's a reason I'm in radio, because I have a huge lazy streak. I love to not do nothing.
Oh,
and so, yeah, I mean, I'm all about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
So it's like I might as well just do it right rather
Correct.
than do
Yes.
all that headache.
Yes.
I mean, but seriously, it really is. It's a vital thing, and so those volunteers, we thank you. Please keep volunteering, and let's also groom the next generation. Quite frankly,
Yep, our children need to be
well,
seriously
and let's face it. Quite frankly, most of the people that truly have the time to do what that job takes are retired people, because it kind of is a full-time job for that time in which you're serving, and so we need our younger, fresher legs to get in there and help out sometimes.
I will say that the nerdy side of me started. I actually worked at the library too, but Ross Perot. 16. That's when I actually
That's when
got
you
really
started
excited.
doing?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's when I got excited.
Well, that's kind of where you see very young
Yeah.
who are kind of in college, or
Get 'em in-
people that generally
I got
have a little bit
engaged.
more time on their hands,
Yeah.
and so. But we need that.
But Ross Perot was exciting. We can all admit to that.
Oh, he created a few
Pie
pots.
chart. Pie charts.
He was a stirrer of
Pie charts.
pots.
I love pie chart. I understood what he was talking about at 16.
Although his vice presidential choice was kind of entertaining to watch.
I don't remember.
Oh, I do.
But I will look back now.
I think he almost fell asleep during that vice presidential. He was a retired general or something.
Okay. Of course.
He was,
Yeah.
I think, a nice guy, but he was a little long in the tooth, and it's like, Ross, I'm done retired 52 years ago. What am I doing up here? Anyway, another story for another time.
I'm going to go back and look at that.
But yeah, get involved, get out there, and then of course, if you do have questions or want to know this stuff, if you're not sure where your ward you're in or any of that stuff, and of course, when it comes to the other things, when you need those licenses and things taken care of, those permits and all that stuff, the clerk's office can help you find that stuff or keep your personal things that you want, public record of. That's what the clerk's office does.
Yeah,
So-
if we don't know the answer to your question, we will definitely find
will,
somebody
too.
within
Absolutely.
the department that can help you.
She
so
will.
Yeah.
we are happy to help.
And the other thing too is I'm sure you guys work in concert with all the county clerk's office and all that stuff, because
Absolutely.
really, and they're doing a great job at the county clerk's office too. Like you said, they've been doing this for years, and sure, they've had different faces run that over the years, but all of them have done a great job doing it, and it really
Cindy
is.
and her girls out there have done
Yeah,
it. Her
and
team
Dave
have done
before
it.
that
Yes.
did a great job.
Did a great
and
job.
And I'm sure they've probably come in and helped y'all quite a bit, kind of,
They did.
doing, keeping your T's crossed and I's dotted and everything else. And because that's kind of it too. I'm sure clerk's office look for each, there's always someone making sure everyone's doing it right. And obviously you guys have, the state people coming and making sure you do, but that's the thing. You probably look for each other out. It's like, hey, make sure you do this, make sure you do that, because there are so many rules, regulations, and things that have to be adhered to, that there is no room for, oops, we missed that one. No,
Not a checks
no,
and
you've got to
balances.
literally go through it with the fine tooth comb. And when someone's looking hard at it, there's two other people behind them that equally look hard at it to make sure nothing slips through the cracks and things like that. That's really, attention to detail is probably the biggest asset that you can have in the clerk's office. Is
It's
one
be
of
in trouble sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm thinking a lot of good former military people would be good working in the clerk's office.
Absolutely.
Because
I think there's been a few.
well, it's because the way the military trains you, that brain, it gets you into that attention to detail brain. And I think that serves you well in the clerk's office there.
Absolutely.
Because it literally is about making sure nothing slips through. It's just, you're that official of making things official. So you got to be pretty good at what you're doing to make it official.
It's
So.
really interesting because, I'm a 30,000 foot person, so when I see a semicolon missing, I'm not too worried about it, because I do know that there is a process
Right.
for editing after. So
Her
during a
office
meeting,
is the office where
it
about the
doesn't- I don't have
semicolons.
to worry
Yeah.
about a whole meeting filled with
Sure.
grammar corrections,
Right.
because there is a system that actually will update before it goes into our database and stuff like that. So
I got a hunch, like when all the clerk's office staff are like social, like whether it's a lunch break or just hanging out afterwards, I imagine those conversations get a little bit argumentative. And the only reason I ask that is because people that are stats people, if you're slightly off on a detail, they're going to call you out on it. So I imagine like it's socially at lunch when they're just talking about, it could be anything. It could be Taylor Swift songs or something like that, but they're going to hit it from an analytical mind, and it's going to get deep and dark and talking for hours about it. Am I wrong, or am I?
No, you're absolutely right.
They take everything to level 37. I'm just telling you right now.
Yeah, right. We're going to check this out.
Or
Right?
we sit in the meeting and we just kind of cringe.
That's my favorite part is during a city council meeting, you can hear, sir, that's a roll call. I could just see her.
Because clerk's office attention to detail is not just a luxury in that world. That's what they do, and so I'm sure it rubs off on every single aspect of their life, including the social side.
Yes, absolutely. Because she has to stay on it until people notice and she corrects
Absolutely,
it. I watch her.
but that's how they function and get well and do what they do in life. If they didn't do it that way, it would be a hot mess in their world. So absolutely. We're almost out of time. Is there anything we wanted to share, or did we kind of, or any details that we wanted to kind of talk about that I just got?
I just wanted to bring her on because I really enjoy having been Mayor Pro Tem this last year.
Sure.
She's been so much help, and I enjoy working with her all the time.
And I know that your office and you guys make our city councilors and our elected officials look very good, and that's. We were very appreciative of that because
I am.
I know. Over the years, you'll get city councilors and they'll come out of left field with some stuff, and you're just like, "What am I doing, Harry? What are they asking me?" And you guys are that line that says, I get what you're saying. Here's a way we can do it without, breaking the Constitution or doing whatever.
The city attorney does that a lot for me. I'm like, can we build this? And then he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
No, just January 1st, we will have the swearing in of our new city councils.
So you like to come and see that's the little bit of pageantry that you'll see out of the clerk's office. The rest is kind of nuts
City
and bolts.
Hall, so we'll welcome whoever. The city councils will bring their families and we'll have a little swearing in ceremony for them.
Absolutely, newly elected officials and things like that too. So, just we're about out of time, but just was curious. Do you guys like like the county clerk and like they're recertifying like Arthur elections and things like that? I know you're a different city, but do the clerk's office help in ways like that with some of that minutia stuff, like, hey, we're just running numbers, or is that completely handled by the office and none of that goes outside of the office because of the nature of what the office is?
It's actually handled out at the county because we did opt into for them to handle all of
so
our elections.
Once there's a recount, then it goes up another level with a different set of eyeballs and a different set of...
but it's all handled through the county, not through the clerk's
I didn't know
office.
if there was kind of like, all right, well, we're going to pull the clerks from this office to look at it because they haven't seen it yet or anything like that. Or like if you were... to pull independent eyeballs from other places.
Yeah, no, it's all handled at the county.
They got people just designed for that purpose.
Correct.
So, very good. Well, thank you. I'm sure you got a few fires to stomp out at the office when you get
Monday
there.
Morning.
So it's Monday morning after a long week. Yeah, I'm sure it's a hot mess over there this morning. So we'll let you do it. But thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Love to have you back anytime, especially as we get closer to an election cycle, like the time when early voting. Get you in here and just...
I should have done it ahead of time, and I realized that.
Well, it's
results afterwards.
But that way we can, for that group, we'll tell them, so we can make sure that we get even more voters than the last time here. I would love to see thousands of voters in every single ward. Because ideally, every ward has the same amount of voters. That's the whole point of making the wards and everything. So they all should be equal in numbers in theory. So let's make that happen.
Yes.
Good deal.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you guys. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. It is 7:58. Let's do a quick break before news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
It's possible to turn peanut butter into diamonds. Peter Pan tried it with his buddy Skippy, but they couldn't do it in a jiff. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back next hour. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It is getting harder for civilians in Gaza to find safe haven as the Israel-Hamas war heats up.
Israel's military says its offensive has now expanded to every part of the Palestinian territory. Israel's already ordered more evacuations in the south of Gaza, crowded with displaced people who were told to move here for their safety. A UN official on the spot told the BBC that Palestinians are running out of places to go. In Khan Yunis, civilian casualties are overwhelming the local hospitals. Israel says it will now carry on fighting until its goals are met, while Hamas says it will only talk about releasing further Israeli hostages it holds if that's tied to a permanent ceasefire.
The BBC's Yolanda Nell, congressional Democrats ramping up pressure on President Biden over the war.
As the administration urges Israeli and Hamas negotiators to restart ceasefire talks, President Biden is getting an earful from allies on Capitol Hill. Senator Bernie Sanders and a group of Democratic senators say they're done asking nicely for Israel to do more to reduce civilian casualties in Gaza. They're demanding assurances from the Israeli government. At risk is the president's request for $14 billion in aid for the Jewish state. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Efforts are underway to recover the wreckage and the remains of crew members from a U.S. Air Force Osprey aircraft. It crashed last week off southwest Japan. The aircraft with a crew of 8 crashed during a training mission on Wednesday. Iranian-backed Houthi rebels claim responsibility for ballistic missile attacks on several commercial ships in the Red Sea. And the Pentagon says a U.S. warship shot down several drones in self-defense. On Wall Street, the Dow down 103 points. The Nasdaq is off 144. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Ukraine's investigating reports that the Russians slaughtered surrendering Ukrainian soldiers. Grainy footage posted online seems to show 2 uniformed men being shot at close range.
If confirmed, the shooting will be a war crime. It has not been immediately possible to verify the video, which shows 2 servicemen walking out of a dugout at gunpoint and lying down on the ground before a group of Russian troops appear to open fire. Ukrainian authorities have launched a criminal investigation. Kyiv, its Western allies and international NGOs have repeatedly accused Moscow of breaching international humanitarian law since its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. The Kremlin denies these allegations. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The Chinese military accusing an American naval ship of illegally encroaching in territorial waters in the South China Sea. News and analysis at townhall.com. There are curriculum concerns in Maine.
Teachers are voicing skepticism about a proposal to update science education standards to incorporate teaching about genocide, eugenics, and the Holocaust. They say they have concerns about adequate teacher training and the nuanced nature of the material. The proposal states science has sometimes been used by those in power to oppress and abuse others, and that science education in the state should reflect that. Ron DeRockster reporting.
We will find out how the job market fared last month when the Labor Department releases the November employment report, that on Friday. Economists predict that non-farm employers added 175,000 jobs last month. That would be up from the previous month when the economy added a modest 150,000 jobs. Analysts say October's job growth was solid enough to suggest the economy remains sturdy. Many companies still want to grow their payrolls. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce. Meet me up here. You're flat.
I cannot sing. So.
No.
No.
I want to get one of those tune pipes, you know, like the
oh yeah,
singers.
Yeah.
Just to have I heard a joke over the weekend. It was these two guys were like, "You want to hit the pipe again before we hit the road?" Like, it couldn't hurt. And it goes over. It's literally a tune pipe, and they start singing. It's a pretty good bit.
Yeah, I think those are the official tool of the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I always wanted this candy striped vest and a cane.
I like the hat.
Yeah, the straw hat.
The straw.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think they make them out of rice cakes.
The hats?
Yes.
It's mostly cork.
I would love a rice cake hat. Like
That's like the. That's
and then
like
after I do, and then take a bite.
That's like the nacho dome from the Simpsons, but in rice cake form. I like it.
Like I just want a barbershop quartet. They do and they do the thing where they wave the hats and then.
It's our thing.
Right.
It's what makes us us.
Yeah. That would be, we have edible uniforms.
Mm-hmm. I know way more like barbershop quartet songs than any adult should, mostly because, and I will blame this avidly on Michigan J. Frog.
Hello, my baby.
That's right. Him and a lot of bugs from growing up and stuff. Those were the songs they could use free rights.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot of those songs, a lot of vaudeville.
There is a Mr. Show bit. Mr. Show with Bob, and I loved, and it was one of them was like a vaudevillian like singer like that, and he was like the creator of all these songs, but they're all real short, and it was, so he'd get up there and he'd be like, and they do it that old timey through the little those early record players with the phone, the big cone
the
instead
phonograph.
of yeah,
I do vaguely remember this bit.
And they were like, and they're dressed up, of course, in the barbershop quartet hats and all that, and they would, but all the songs were like, and we're going to do it, and that was kind of the whole, it was a bunch of those songs with that same cadence, and go to and it was kind of like, I don't remember the lyrics of it. Was
the thing is, you basically summed up the entire genre. That's it. That's the whole barbershop genre.
But it was just a funny, but he was like, and I seem to remember they were like making him like the Madonna of barbershop quartets singing from the 20s, and Yeah, it was Madonna. It was
like the hit maker.
Yes, like when she was in her heyday, not now. But it was pretty funny. It was Mr. Show is. By the way, I think Amazon still has them. You can go and watch them. I'm not sure if it's Amazon, but there was one of those networks, and maybe it was Netflix. Yeah.
They did a remake, or not a remake, but they brought Bob and Dave back together. And
originally it was an HBO property.
Well, right,
Mr. Show.
But I think this new version was just called The Show with Bob and Dave or something like that. And it was it was just basically a sketch show. But it was done, I think, on either HBO or one of those, so it could be more risque and more along the lines of Mr. Show.
Okay. Because I used to watch Mr. Show on HBO. That was when it came out. That's the platform of which I saw it. I don't know if it was on some other obscure channel somewhere before that.
There's just some of those bits that stand the test of time.
Oh, yeah.
There's one phrase that can be hollered in this office that can be guaranteed uproarious laughter for a good solid 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It can't be uttered on the radio.
No, but we know. It's our
But
our
it'll
world.
do.
Yes. And I'm not going to lie, because there are bits from Mr. Show and bits from the show The State that kind of blend together in my head sometimes. And so I kind of mix them up. Like one that I think is actually a State bit was the one where they're like on a space station and the whole bit is you're not cool unless you have a beard. It's like, well, why are you in charge? Because I have a really great beard. I think it was the State bit.
The State, that was the one that like Tom Kenny and Carrie Silver and Tom Grant were on.
Yes, if
like
you
basically
love,
the entirety of Reno 911.
Yeah, if you love Reno 911, the State was a precursor to that. It really is. It's if you look at the Reno 911, a lot of those are the players when they were like college age in the State,
just kind of getting their improv chops, so to speak.
Like Dangle and all those guys are in it, and they're funny. There was like the bits that always stuck with me was the Barry and Levon bits. Oh yeah, and they had the big thing of pudding, and that was there was I'm Doug and I'm out of here. That was a tent pole bit. I'm Doug and I'm out of here. That was one of who else? What was some of the other ones from that? There was one of the classic bits was the one where the family invites their friends over for dinner and then they're having dinner. It's like, this is delicious meal, Karen. What is this? It's Muppet.
It's Muppet. They just bring the head out. The two eyes. Which, by the way,
hey Karen, what's for dessert? Hold on a second. What comes after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Boom! Dessert's ready.
I'm going to ruin your day if I could find the picture. Yeah, I can. Okay. So this was on. It went away. This was on my Facebook today. I'm pretty sure you could find it if you just Google it. Hairless Elmo. It is, and Jocelyn will attest to this. She just looked at me in the eye and said, "That's disturbing."
It sounds like it.
I'm going to try to find the picture and post it up over on the Facebook page. It's just wrong.
But yeah, that line, and there was another one that always made me giggle. Oh wow!
So I'll post that up over on the Facebook
Think
page.
of those hairless cats.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Why are they always wrinkly?
But another bad bit was like their Hall of Justice thing, and so they were all like the Superman and Batman and Aquaman and Wonder Woman. But the part that made me laugh was they made fun of Aquaman the whole time. Like it was just.
Well, you gotta see. That's the thing. Jason Momoa really did like legitimize Aquaman. That dude was a joke before Momoa
it was
got hold
just
of it.
so, and it was just it just made. I can't say the bits because some of them were not radio appropriate. But there was Aquaman. You could just. Just it was a funny movie, funny bits when I moved that show. I loved it. So.
Hairless Elmo. I'm posting it up over in the Facebook page right now.
It's like I wonder if you can watch old episodes of The State on one of these streaming services.
I'm sure you could. You have to look for it.
I'd like to look for that. I'd like to see. I know there was like a cassette tape.
A lot of that really doesn't hold up though today. Like
then...
Well, like I had a Mr. Show DVD from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I was watching, I was like, ooh, they probably couldn't do that joke today. They
Oh,
probably
no.
couldn't do a lot of that today.
Like, I've watched the HBO ones, like in an adult brain here in the last year or two, and a lot of it does not.
It looks like you can watch it on Paramount Plus.
The State?
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go dig and look around for the State.
Or Amazon Prime also.
I've got both of those.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to have to go dig it up just to see what it looks like now.
You know what I actually learned over the weekend? I watched a documentary, or I was kind of getting caught up on some of my Hulu stuff, and I watched Dark Side of the 90s, the episode about the 2000s, the internet bubble, the .com bubble. What I did not realize, Pets.com, the sock puppet dog that was like massively famous, that was Michael Ian Black.
You know, I remember that now that you say that.
I did not realize that, but he completely, like, everything that he did with that character was totally improv.
Yeah.
It was totally just Michael Ian Black.
Yeah, I kind of knew he was the voice behind it. I didn't know that he wrote it and did everything, but
that was like one of his first gigs. He was he was in a comedy show.
Yeah.
He was in a couple comedy. I think maybe he had done The State by that point.
Yeah, I would say he was. Because he was way younger.
Oh yeah, the State was 90s.
The State was way before.
Yeah,
that,
so he'd been established from that, but yeah, that sort of like launched him, catapulted him to
matter of fact,
superstardom.
I can't remember if he's Barry or Levon, but in the Barry and Levon, he's one of the two. It's Dangle is one, and Michael Ian Black is the other one.
I want to say he's like Barry.
Yeah,
I think Levon was Tom Lennon. Oh, that's fun.
I rub my pudding in it. All right, we got to get an interview going. Or I'm going to start
on that note.
Pudding dances, and we don't want that. We don't want pudding dances.
We don't all want pudding dances.
We're going to play our interview we had with Sherry Calloway from the Salvation Army, talking about their breakfast coming up this Saturday, and looking for more volunteers to be bell ringers and all of that good stuff. So we're going to play that interview here in just a bit. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
Weather is brought to you by Big O Tires in Roswell. Big O Tires' biggest Black Friday sale is here. For a limited time, get unbeatable savings on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Stop into Big O Tires in Roswell today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good for the next few days. Comfortable temperatures and sunny skies with high pressure parking over northern New Mexico and covering our area. Mid to upper 60s for the afternoon high today and fairly light wind. We should get sunshine. Overnight will be clear and cool, dropping into the mid 30s, and then we're looking at low 60s for the high on Tuesday and sunny, back to the upper 60s Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 46%. Winds currently out of the south at 9 miles per hour. For today, actually all week, pretty pleasant, for this full week of December here. Sunny skies, 66 for a high today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tonight with an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny and a high of 63 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 33 degrees. West winds at around 5 miles per hour. Looking at the rest of the week, sunny and a high of 66 for your Wednesday. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll be up in the 70s for Thursday and Friday. Sunny and 72 on Thursday. Friday, sunny and 73. And then we cool down for the weekend. Saturday, sunny and 56. Sunny and 58 on Sunday. So I'm going to guess there's going to be some breezes Friday to go along with that warmer temps to cool things off for the weekend. That's just a hunch. All right, it is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with Sherry Calloway from the Salvation Army on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
From morning runs to playing with grandkids, taking part in activities brings great joy to our lives, but it can also come with injuries. And for those in physically demanding jobs, the daily grind can wear on muscles, bones, and joints and lead to acute and long-term disorders. If you're suffering from an orthopedic injury, let our Artesia General Hospital specialists help. The sooner you address the root cause, the sooner you'll be back to living life in motion. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/orthopedics.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Knowledge is the power to see more, do more, and be more. As one of the most affordable universities in the Southwest, Eastern New Mexico University has helped thousands of people like you earn a degree. Spring 2024 at ENMU is the perfect time to get started with affordable tuition, great scholarships, and a wide range of in-person or online classes. Learn your power. Apply today for spring 2024 at enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
Let's face it, guys. We're living in times where the truth is becoming more suppressed and censorship is increasing at an alarming rate, especially on social media platforms. It's Clyde, and I want to tell you about a safe and secure digital playground we put together just for you. It's aftermath.media. You get access to thousands of Ground Zero archives and podcasts, along with our private social media groups with your basic membership starting at only $7 a month. Each subscription includes tech support, access to the RSS feeds, along with our own chat room and Telegram channel. In addition, the premium membership includes research study groups, webinars, a document and movie library, a live video stream of Ground Zero, a monthly Zoom chat with me, and other bonus content. Be sure to check out our yearly specials as well. Sign up today while you're thinking about it. Sign up at aftermath.media. Again, that's aftermath.media.
If you suffer from pogonophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:19, and joining us in studio this morning from the Salvation Army, Sherry Calloway with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike. Great to be here.
Great to have you. And we were just talking a little bit before we went on air here. And of course, Sherry's relatively new to Southeast New Mexico. She joined Roswell community here, the Salvation Army here in Roswell back in August. So you saw a little bit of our heat. Of course, you being spending time in Arizona, you're well versed on that kind of thing. So.
Yes, we were hoping it'd be a little cooler here than it was, but it stayed warm a long time.
and to be honest, that's a little out of character for us. Yeah. We don't get quite that hot. We get
felt
warm.
responsible.
You brought it with you.
Yes.
So, but have you been indoctrinated into the world of the green chili yet?
No, I probably will never.
Not good for your dietary area.
I'm an Iowa girl, so I'm kind of bland.
Well, if maybe they can get you, because there's some mild ones that you won't even taste the heat.
Yeah.
I think if you get your hands on the right person, they can get you some Mexican food with a lighter green chili. And I think because it's, to be honest, I'm like you. At first, I wasn't a hot person, but green chilies actually have a flavor. They're not like jalapenos or other ones. They actually contribute to the flavor of a dish.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
Anyway, I know we could talk food all day, but for folks that, I think everyone's very familiar with the Salvation Army. Probably most people think right away, well, this time of year, the bell ringers. That's probably the most visual thing that most people, when you think of Salvation Army, you think of the holiday season, you think of them standing out in front of department stores, ringing the bells every year. It's kind of been a tradition for most of our lifetime. So
yes, exactly.
But that's actually kind of just a sliver of what the Salvation Army does. They're raising money, but they just help people in need all year long. Whether it's help with bills, whether it's help with food or actual resources. I know one of the things that's kind of always been a pet project of Salvation Army here. Locally has always been fans during the summer, making sure there's a collection of, if people need to cool down, here's a free fan, do that kind of stuff. But that's really, when you drop your coins and dollars into those bell ringers, that's what that money's going for, is to really help people in need wherever it is. And whether it's money, whether it's a place to live, whether it's, food, whatever it is, they help the needs of the people that need it. So
yeah, what I like especially about that is that 100% of the money stays here. It doesn't go off to headquarters or another community. It's to help Roswell.
The Salvation Army chapter locally, the money they raise stays in the community in which they serve. So.
Yeah, 100%.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm proud of that because there's a lot of need here.
Well, and I think that's what is also part of the beauty of why Salvation Army works. Let's face it, if you get into charitable organizations the size of the Salvation Army, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of, potential for things to get messed up there. Where the Salvation Army kind of does the best of both worlds because you run it sort of like a military. I mean, you're not doing drill and all that kind of stuff, but there is like a chain of command with uniforms and obviously it's a Christian faith-based organization. But it uses that chain of command, which I think kind of helps organize and keep. So like, at the end of the day, the Roswell chapters is independent of itself and can do whatever it needs to do. But when it needs the help from the parent company, it dives right in to do what it's got to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
We get help from the headquarters financially, and we're very thankful for the way William Booth set up the Salvation Army back in 1865.
I got a quick question while we're talking. How does one recruit for the Salvation Army? Do you apply like any other job, or is it more like a military thing where you have to go through some screening and kind of like military has a version called MEPS, and that's where they do all your kind of screenings and things. Is there something similar to that in Salvation
yes
Army?
and no. There's different levels. Like one way is our congregation, our church congregation, and those we call soldiers.
Okay.
And that's the membership. Is being a soldier, and that's just making friends and inviting people to church. And
are they the volunteers basically, or are those actually paid part of the Salvation?
Oh, no, volunteers.
Volunteers.
The congregation will, as they're physically able, they volunteer with us, and we have a small but mighty force.
Good deal.
Yeah, and then there's the officers like myself, and there's a training school, a seminary that the majority of officers go through. It's a 2-year seminary.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
so are many of the officers also kind of considered pastors or preachers in some way as well, too?
Yes, 100%.
In that same
them,
level, I guess you could say?
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then my husband and I, we're both pastors. I let him do the preaching, but I serve alongside of him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he handles the talking, you got the nuts and the soup and nuts of making the thing happen.
That's funny you say that because I'm the spokesman for the community, so I love to come and speak to Mike Winters and get on the radio and talk to any organization I can. And he does the work at his desk, but on Sundays he's the preacher.
He's in the ministry part.
He's been doing that for 31 years and very good at it. And I'm fairly new to the preaching part.
Good deal. Well, like you said, the stuff in your heart, that's there. That's the rest will work itself out, kind of thing. So you'll get good eventually, or get experience to it eventually. But,
yes.
But we really are looking. This is the time of year we're always looking for more support and help here. Obviously, if you see the kettle ringers, they're out in full force now that we're kind of through the Thanksgiving holiday here. They come out in full force. I imagine you're always looking for more volunteers to if you would like to be a bell ringer.
Yes.
That is still a thing. We can still make that happen.
Right.
If you're interested, a lot of times families do it together, or so if you like to do it with the kids and kind of make it a lesson in service to your family, something like that.
Exactly.
Salvation Army loves when you can make these teachable moments for your family.
That's right. We just had a pastor's wife with her small children yesterday at Sam's Club for a couple hours, and they were well loved by the people, the customers coming into Sam's. So
yeah.
It was wonderful.
I'm just saying, kids do help make when there's kids there, people are a little more generous when they see cute kids there.
Kids and dogs.
Yeah, that's right. They're weak spots for all of us. We know.
Exactly. That's right.
But yes, there's still opportunities. Like right now, we pretty much all the major shopping centers here in town, Walmart, Sam's, both of those will have bell ringer representation.
Yep.
Farmers Country Market on North Main, of course, that shopping center there with Ace Hardware and everything. Albertsons on South Main, of course, another big spot for folks. The one on West 2nd as well. Hobby Lobby over there by the mall, and then the Walgreens on North Main. So all places that we all frequent on a regular basis here in town.
Yes.
And I know there's a few more, too. So if we get more volunteers, we could probably add to that list if we needed to.
Yep.
So.
Yep. We love our volunteers. So.
Now, if people want to go a step further, and this is probably a part where maybe people know, but maybe a lesser or not even realize it's part of Salvation Army. But talk a little about the angel trees and the locations, and this is like kind of a next level of your kettle bell ringing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's all part of Christmas. It started for years they've been doing toys for kids, but in 1979 a couple of officers realized that a lot of kids don't ever get new clothes,
Mm-hmm.
so we've added clothes to the Christmas angel tree, and that's wonderful. Some kids love getting clothes more than others.
Absolutely. Some are more fashion conscious than others.
Yeah, exactly. And some don't really appreciate getting underwear for Christmas. But
let's get it right. The boys want toys and things. The girls want dresses and
and the moms want them to have clean underwear.
That's right. And they just get them some socks and some underwear.
That's right. Yeah, we're good.
Is,
we're good. Yeah.
The original shade.
Yep. And then also they get a Christmas food box. There's going to be a lot of food for the families that applied to be angels, and so we're excited about this. We haven't here in Roswell. They haven't given out food boxes for a few years, so we've started that tradition again.
Great.
Yeah.
But if people want to donate clothing and toys and things like that, you can visit any of the Angel Tree Box locations. There's a couple here in town. Of course, while you're at Walmart, you can always pick something up and drop it off there. Same at Sam's Club. If you want to do a little shopping and then drop it off in the box right there. Kind of a one-stop shop. Do it all right there. Your Pioneer Bank locations, all of them in town. You can wherever you're at, North Main or on Second, wherever Pioneer Bank is near you. Also at Crossroads Church, which is 1224 West Country Club Road. You can drop off your stuff at the box they have there. First United Methodist Church, just a couple blocks over here on Pennsylvania. And then, of course, your Roswell Toyota and Roswell Nissan dealerships. While you're in there, buy a car if you can fit in the box. I'm sure we can find someone to do that. But
Exactly.
But if you've got clothing or toys and things like that, new toys.
Yep.
As far as the clothing goes, new as well, or will you take some gently used on that one?
We strongly prefer new.
Okay.
Because these kids a lot of times don't get new.
So and they're Christmas gifts.
Yeah. So we prefer new. Yeah.
But imagine if it's practically a brand new coat that's been worn once, and you think someone can use it, we can bring it to our attention, and we'll make sure that if it's a good serviceable coat that was worn once, or I get it, kids wear something once and then they outgrow it.
Yes.
Especially here in New Mexico, some winters. That one winter, we didn't have a winter really, and then there's a winter we had a winter.
Yes.
And you need the coat, but the kids, they grow. So
that's right.
So
that's right.
even if you had a kid during the winter, there's no winter, but you got a coat. So.
That's right.
And so, of course, another thing I do want to put on people's radar is you guys are going to have a pancake breakfast coming up here in about a week or so.
Yeah, December 12th or 9th. Sorry, we have Santa coming to our Salvation Army. And there'll be free pictures for the kids with Santa. He's got a beautiful toy backdrop that will be a lot of fun for families.
Good deal. So you got to get those to create those memories and you always got to have the pic. All parents have pictures of their kids on Santa's lap.
Some are crying, some are happy. So
it is a tradition in every household, probably in the United States of America.
Yes, it sure is.
So add to that tradition and come on out and have some pancakes and get your pictures in Santa and let the kids tell Santa what they want for Christmas and all that good stuff.
And if you don't like pancakes, we have a omelet bar. So you can have scrambled eggs. You can order however you want your eggs cooked.
Wow, it's like a restaurant in here.
Yeah, exactly. About 10 toppings that you can put on your omelet. So
nice. And that'll be on December the 9th, Saturday, December the 9th. It'll be in the morning, obviously. It's a pancake breakfast, 7 to 11. And it's at the Salvation Army facility there on College, 612 West College there.
Yep.
If it's only $7 breakfast for adults, which have you all tried to get breakfast anywhere? You can't even get McDonald's breakfast for like $7
No, not anymore.
Children, $4, 5 through 10, and children 5 and under free. Just kind of ask for a little extra on your plate, and we'll take care of the under 5-year-olds get taken care of there. But so, and then again, of course, all the money raised will go back to programs through the Salvation Army, helping to take care of when folks come in with rent needs or other needs, a place to stay, or what they're homeless, whatever it is. When people come to the doors, there's money there to make sure that we can take care of and get them, especially as the winter months come here. We're going to get more and more need for food demands, warmth, cold shelter demands. Like that. It's just what happens as the weather changes here. So, so come on out, eat a bunch of pancakes, sit on Santa's lap. I'm sure if even an adult or two, if you really got, but make sure you're little. Give Santa a break.
That's right. Give Santa a break.
But we'd love to have everyone come out and have great, cheap breakfast. That's going to be with an omelet bar and everything else. It's going to be like eating at a family restaurant.
Yeah, it's all you can eat.
So, but that's going to be December 9th. So mark it on your calendars here for that's probably not this weekend, but next weekend, I think, off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah, and we do this every second Saturday without fail. So we try every month to have something a little different.
Okay.
So this time we have Santa. Last month we had a Veterans Day.
So kind of mark it on your calendar. Is just make it the second Saturday morning of every month. Make it Salvation Army Breakfast Day.
Yep.
And just kind of put it that way. You're like, all right, we're going to get a good low cost breakfast.
Yes.
And we're helping a charity organization, and we get our bellies full at the end of the day.
That's right. And there's a lot of fun there with the community. The neighbors come together and visit, and families are there together. Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of fun conversation.
Well, that's the biggest part of Salvation Army is the service, the care. It's the fellowship. It's the connecting of human beings together. That is just as much part of the Salvation Army as in making sure someone has a meal at night or a roof over their head. It is bigger than just that. So
yes.
And of course, come out to the breakfast if you happen to see some of the volunteer bell ringers and ask them if they got, if you got questions like, hey, I'd like to volunteer. What do I got to do? Or, what's it like? And obviously, you guys work around schedules and things. So, so if you like, I'm only available certain days, and no problem, then we'd love to have you those certain days to bell ring.
Right. Even an hour will help.
So, absolutely, because
nothing is too little.
It pretty much, I know you guys try to cover as much of the store hours of these different locations during the entire holiday season, and so it's a 7-day-a-week volunteer job here.
Yeah, actually, just 6. We don't ring on.
Don't
Sundays.
Work on the Lord's on Sunday. That's our day off.
That's right. That's right.
But the other 6 days, we're out and about making sure.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the stores is our goal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yep. And I would imagine, as you get on those nights where they stay open a little later, or something, some bell ringers like, no, we're gonna hang till 10 because that's 3 more hours we can get some money raised.
Yep.
And like you said, all of that. And the great part is, like you said earlier, is every time you drop $1 or a quarter or whatever in those, it's staying right here locally in southeast New Mexico and Roswell in this area. This is helping people in need. And I think we all know, we see, you see the need out there. We go to every intersection. We hear the things in the news about, they're kind of shipping homeless to us here. And so, people, the community's been picking up that mantle and helping where they can, not only Salvation Army, but other organizations getting involved as well, too. So it takes all hands to get this done. So please, if you find it in your heart, got a little time, or maybe, like you said, maybe your family, and you got the kids, they're, getting to that age or they're just about school or something, and you want to teach that lesson of service and helping your fellow man. That's, sometimes that's the best lesson is when you let the kids come and see the good work and see and meet, some of the people that, it also gives them perspective on their own lives and things like that. When you're trying to teach those values of, respecting what you have and responsibility and appreciating the things you have. This is a great lesson for families for that too. So.
It is. And the angel tree, taking a tag off of the tree does that too, because it
gets personal there a little bit.
It does. Yeah. It does. They get to see, this child doesn't have the opportunity for a toy that I have at home. So,
it's almost a direct result. Like, obviously the bell ringing is great and helps, but you don't really see the people per se or know much about the people per se. Whereas the angel tree, you got a little background, you got a little history. And it's like, wow. And then, especially with kids, I can imagine maybe they're thinking, well, maybe because of what I did, now they're going to be a little like me and be able to enjoy some of the things I enjoy.
Right, and have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
Yep,
So please come out to the breakfast. Just, come out to December 9th, but just go ahead and put on your calendars. Second Saturday every month between 7 and 11. Come on out to the Salvation Army for breakfast and a delicious, affordable meal. That's what I'm saying. You actually got the businesses beat because they're like, can you give me a full pancake and omelet breakfast for $7? You cannot.
Not all you can eat.
We'll see you at Salvation Army.
That's right. Yeah, we're hoping to get our numbers up. COVID, was hard on all of our services, and,
Sure.
and our pancake breakfast is one of our fundraisers besides the kettles only at Christmas. So
they're kind of your big tent pole, ways to bring money into the organization.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And it's heartbreaking too. I get calls every day for people that need help with rent or their electric bill, and we don't have funding for that. So it's just heartbreaking, and we try to send them to other organizations that might be able to help them. But we help with New Mexico gas bills, and that sometimes, even though the gas bill may not be as big as the electric, at least we can help.
Sure, because a lot of times it helps with heat or cooking, or
right, and it saves that money that they receive from New Mexico Gas to put onto their electric bill, for example.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, because when you're juggling,
yes,
utilities,
yep,
every little bit helps.
Right, if you don't have to pay your gas bill for a month or two, it can really help just ease the tension. So.
But if you come and load up those ringer the pots,
yes.
And come and bring a few friends to come eat pancakes with you every month, and we can get to the point where they can help with, maybe outside of some of the other bills and things like that. But
exactly, that's our goal.
But it takes us, the community, to get out. So for the love of God, come out and eat pancakes.
Exactly.
Do the Lord's work. Eat some pancakes.
Exactly. Can I talk about our other services?
Absolutely, please do.
Thank you. We most people know we have a Salvation Army food bank here, and that helps. We have two government programs. One is for seniors 60 and older.
Okay.
And one is for any age. That's called the Emergency Food Assistance Program. TFAP is the acronym, and that can help any age. They have to qualify, and it's by self-declared income.
Okay.
So most people that think about food insecurity will qualify, and they can get a food box, a very full, overflowing food box once a month.
All right, great.
Here. And
so
then,
please, if you need those services, please reach out, because I'm guessing, especially when we're having the conversations we're having earlier about, okay, so it's now the winter month. I don't have, because of this credit, I can, not pay this bill and then pay this. If you're in that scenario, which a lot of people are, I'm pretty sure a box of food each month will definitely help.
Yes.
To make that a little bit easier transition, where maybe you can now pay both bills.
Right. Exactly. It can. That's what I always ask people when they're hurting for money is, have you already applied for a food box? Because that can take pressure off.
Yeah.
And also,
especially in this day and age where, $100 at a grocery store does not get you a lot anymore.
That's right. Yeah. It's amazing how prices have gone up and sad. So,
which again taxes you guys, because you guys have to go buy this food, get this food. So that's why it's important for you to fill those bell ringers up to come in these events, because it is a year-round need for what just because they do their collections in the holiday season, the need is 12 months a year.
Exactly. Exactly. And then we also have our thrift store, the Salvation Army thrift store with a big red metal roof down on Southeast Main. And that can help. Tuesday through Saturday, we're open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that can help with some of the clothing needs. If you can find, and some of the stuff comes new with tags on, so it's a fun place to look for treasures.
Absolutely.
And to save money.
And that's to any because the money again goes back to the programs and things. So really, the thrift store's for anybody that likes a bargain.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you right now, especially two things you should always hit the thrift stores first for. Every single time. And I don't care if you're a billionaire or don't have two nickels to rub together. One is holiday decor. If you're spending a bunch of money on Christmas decor or Halloween decor at brand new stores, you're throwing your money away.
Exactly.
A lot of people donate that. You could get a brand new artificial tree or used once tree, and you pay hundreds of dollars for those brand new. You get it for pennies on the dollar at a thrift store. The other thing is if you're a young person and you're just kind of getting out of college or getting into the workforce, and then you get your first job, and you're like, oh man, I got to buy business professional clothing, dresses, and suits and things like that. Next thing you know, you just ate up your first 3 paychecks paying for a week's worth of clothing.
That's right. Yep.
Go to the thrift store.
Exactly.
There's brand new or gently used business attire, dresses, slacks, shirts, ties, suits, all of that. And you could buy you a first couple of those, probably pay $100 for an entire week's worth of business clothing. And I may be actually highballing it there. You probably do it.
Lower,
Yeah.
Yep.
And now you've got basically a week's worth of business attire, and you didn't spend thousands of dollars. And you just helped a great organization, whether, if it's Salvation Army, if you went over to the Humane Society thrift store or the Roswell Refuge's thrift store or any of these other great organizations, you're helping them. So please, when it comes to, holiday decor and especially business attire for basically young professionals starting out that you need to hit these places first. It is not only smart, it's just going to make your transition to adulthood or into that next phase a little bit easy.
That's right. Great ideas, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are very thankful for the community. They donate to us. They think of us. And we do have a truck for furniture. You can just call our thrift store and make an appointment. We'll come pick up your furniture for you. And also we have half price every Saturday now. Everything in the whole store is half price on Saturdays.
Nice.
So you don't have to remember which Saturday it is.
It's just every Saturday.
Every single Saturday, yes.
But if you make it in on a Friday, you're still going to save a bunch of money because you're going to get some great stuff, and so
it'll be there. It might not be there on Saturday when you went in on
exactly.
Friday.
So if you see what you want to see, don't wait for Saturday. Get it now. And to be honest, it's okay to pay. I mean, sure, the sales are great, but at the end of the day, this is a nonprofit, and they're trying to raise as much money as possible. So if the sale helps you get what you need to get to survive, awesome.
Yep.
But if you can afford to pay a little bit more, go ahead and just pay what they were asking for originally, or give, because again, it's considered donation. It is all going to help people in this community. So you got a coffee table, really awesome. That's a lot cheaper than you expected to pay.
Yeah.
Make that up a little bit. Throw a few extra dollars there if you can. If you can't, no biggie.
Right.
Glad we can help, and thank you for shopping. But if you do have the means and want to do that, this is a good time of year to do that. Think of those kind of things. So trust me, every penny that you give will go into helping someone in this community. Exactly. Every single penny.
That's so true.
Good deal. What else do we got? Did we cover it all, or is there some other stuff we didn't get a chance to talk about?
Well, I always just want to briefly mention that some people don't know that Salvation Army is a church. So we have Sunday services. Our worship service is at 10 a.m. at the 612 West College Boulevard.
Okay, so if you're looking for a church home, and you're thinking, I didn't think about that. Salvation Army, come for services.
Yeah, it's a small congregation and very friendly and loving. So we
got a feeling very service oriented.
Yes, yes, always something to someone to help. So, and also we have free breakfast every Sunday morning at 8:30 to about 9:30. We have a free breakfast. So.
The Lord knows. There's two things that go hand in hand: food and church.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. Everything that goes together. Those are the combinations.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. But please, so come out December 9th. Mark the second Saturday of every month as Salvation Army breakfast morning. Come out, like I said, this December 9th. Going to be pancakes and omelet bar, all you can eat, $7 for adults. Come on, you can't even get I think the number one meal at McDonald's is like over $7 now. So you're going to get a full, and it's all you can eat. So we come and every $7 you donate goes back to helping in our community. So if you want to pay $10 or $15, that's okay. We'll be, especially if you're going to be a big eater, a couple more dollars. If you're like, I'm going around $4. All right, let's chip in a little bit more than $7. But please come out, be a part of it. And then, of course, if you're interested in being a bell ringer, reach out to just stop by the Salvation Army location. Talk to Sherry here. She'll be happy to come by. Or if you're coming out to services on Sunday, come on out 612 West College, and you can ask about being a bell ringer or volunteering in any other capacity. Exactly. And then, of course, if you need any questions or anything, that don't forget Salvation Army here locally has a Facebook page. Yeah. You can reach out to there if you like. You're like, I don't remember all them locations again for no problem. We'll get that to you, or call us. We'll be happy to tell you. But it is the season, and then another thing too. It's like if you're a little worried about giving and knowing where it's going and how the Salvation Army's got the best of both worlds. It's one of those things that Salvation Army, I can trust that every dollar I'm going is going to help what it's supposed to be and do all that. And then like Sherry had mentioned before, I'll even go one better on you. Every dime that's raised through Salvation Army here locally stays locally. It doesn't go to help other folks in say California or something. Mm-hmm. Not that we wouldn't mind if we needed to help them, but the money you donate goes to help people that live in your community. Yeah. So, but yeah, imagine if there's a big disaster, big something or another, we need to rally the troops, and then that money's going to go rally the troops and do what they got to do. But it's all earmarked to help people here locally, and we've got Salvation Armies there helping them out too. So
that's true. We're everywhere.
That's right. And are you guys international, or is it just national?
We are. It's 139 countries in the world now. Yes, we are. And it started, of course, in London, England. So. Yeah,
are the uniforms different from country to country? Like, do the British have a little bit more flair on theirs than the American counterparts? Or?
Some of them are different. Yeah, some of them are quite different. It's kind of fun to Google some of the history of the uniforms and all of that.
Now, do you guys go like military where you have like your fatigues are daily, and then you have like dress uniforms and all that?
Yeah, it's pretty much just with the tunic is the formal, and without the tunic, which is what they call the jacket.
Okay.
And so without the jacket, with just the shirt is the fatigues.
Okay. I didn't know if you got like really like, because sometimes military uniforms, they got like ball gowns and everything else, and they're military issue. And you're like, whoa. So I didn't know if y'all went that crazy. No. I didn't get to those. I was too much of I had stripes, not stars, so I didn't go to those events. But
yes.
Very good. But if anybody has any questions, is there a good phone number or something they can call through Salvation Army?
Yes, our main phone number is 575-622 8700.
You don't call it often enough. You don't remember, right?
I don't.
But please call that, or come by on 612 West College, or come by the thrift store there on South Main there. Mm-hmm. And of course, like you said, Facebook as well. You can shoot a message there. Mm-hmm. And of course, don't hesitate. Ask a bell ringer. If you're out in Target or Walmart or wherever you're at, and you got a bell ringer out there ringing the bell, ask them. Say, hey, how did you get involved in this? And how do you? Or I have a couple of questions. You mind? And obviously, a lot of them are volunteers, so they can't get into all the depths of the Salvation Army. But how to volunteer, what what the money's going towards, all that kind of stuff. They'll be happy to answer those questions.
Yeah,
so, good deal.
All right.
Well, Sherry, as always, appreciate the visit, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. And welcome to Roswell.
Thank you so much, Mike. Really had fun.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye now.
All right. It is 7:50. Let's pause for news and your Chaves County sports update, Kim Commando update, and a few commercials to pay for lunch. Don't go away.
Asia police continue to ask for your help in finding a man wanted for his involvement in a shooting on November 25th that led to an Amber Alert. That Saturday morning, APD responded to West Cannon Avenue and North 8th Street after neighbors reported hearing gunshots. Well, the officers arrived and they found Carlos Renteria had been shot multiple times. The investigation determined that Renteria had been involved in a fight in front of his home with a man identified as 54-year-old Ricky L. Ellis. During the fight, both men pulled guns and fired at each other. However, Ellis was said to be inside his black Dodge pickup truck during the shooting with his 2-year-old daughter with him. Thankfully, the girl was later found at a home in Carlsbad, but Ellis continued to flee and has not been found. You can see his picture on the Artesia Police Department Facebook page. Eddy County Sheriff's deputies are continuing to investigate a deadly crash near Carlsbad. 3 motorcycles collided with a pickup truck on 285 near Thomason Road Wednesday night. One of the riders was killed. No names are available. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales. The boys returned to work today after a long weekend off following Thursday's big win over Seattle. Next up, a huge NFC East showdown with the Eagles. Details after this.
Becky Hammon on being the first woman to coach in the NBA.
What if it's no big deal that I'm a woman?
What if it's about striving for excellence and being the best me without the label?
It's not about where others say you should be. It's about where you want to go. It's about a financial services company that focuses on your measures of success. Whether it's for your home or business, we offer personalized service and expert advice to help you achieve your unique goals.
Visit swbc.com for financial services without the labels.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
The Cowboys are back at the Star today, rested and recharged after 3 days off following a stretch that saw them win 3 games in 12 days, including Thursday's rally to beat Seattle. Cornerback Jordan Lewis made one of the huge fourth down stops in that win, and he says this sort of mini bye weekend comes at a good time.
We usually don't get that much time. I mean, this break is, very crucial, and definitely, recovery and stuff like that and getting our bodies back. So in December football, that's when, you contend for a championship. So finishing this stretch is, great momentum for us to go into December football and hopefully, execute in December.
Next up, the Eagles, who lost to the 49ers yesterday, meaning Philly has just a 1-game lead over Dallas in the NFC East. With your Cowboys report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good for the next few days. Comfortable temperatures and sunny skies with high pressure parking over northern New Mexico and covering our area. Mid to upper 60s for the afternoon high today and fairly light wind. We should get sunshine. Overnight will be clear and cool, dropping into the mid-30s, and then we're looking at low 60s for the high on Tuesday and sunny, back to the upper 60s Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Wall Street still rolling. Key jobs data this week. Stocks off to a good start this month. All 3 major indexes higher Friday. December trading picking up where November left off. The Dow Jones Industrials coming off its best month of the year. Investors remain confident the Fed won't raise rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell saying it's too soon to count out an interest rate hike altogether. More key inflation updates this week. October job openings forecast down slightly. Another sign the economy is slowing. The November employment update on Friday. Wall Street forecasting 190,000 jobs added. If it holds, it would mark a notable increase over October, which came in lower than estimates. AutoZone earnings tomorrow. AutoZone's first quarter profit outlook recently revised, projected higher, up more than 10% for the past month. Dollar General's quarterly update Thursday. Investors looking for improvement over the previous 2 segments. Softer sales, higher expenses, higher theft plaguing the discount retailer. Dollar General stock rebounding recently, though, up 14% over the past month. Please join me twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
A cyber attack happens every 39 seconds. If you didn't insist that your IT security team call Arison before you know it, it's too late. Your company network gets attacked, your client data gets stolen, your bank accounts get drained, then the lawsuits come and you're in hot water. Arison's Cyber Z Suite ensures total network coverage and best practice-based zero-trust cybersecurity. Get protected. Call Arison today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. 908-878-7717. 908-878-7717. That's Arison. ERACENT.com.
When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Sandalwood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Life is better when you can just be. Be yourself. Be worry-free. Be at your best. Now you can be confident knowing the health insurance you find through Be Well & M has you covered for checkups, prescriptions, and more. Be Well & M can help connect you to a plan that may cost as little as $10 a month. It's time for you to be happy, be healthy, be insured. Let Be Well & M connect you to a health plan that's right for you and your wallet, so you can just be. Call 1-833-2BE-WELL or visit BeWellandM.com.
Central Valley Electric is continually learning and advancing technology that improves electric service, reliability, and safety, and in turn enhancing the quality of life for members that we serve in our local communities. CVE offers an account management program called Smart Hub that allows members to track their usage, set up convenient pay methods, and the ability to manage their energy use with smart technologies. A secure system such as Smart Hub is an easy tool to use. To sign up, visit cvecoop.org and click Smart Hub to get started.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. Pretty please, por favor. The cherry and all that good stuff. We'll be back.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Biden administration warns that Ukraine is running out of U.S. money to help finance its war with Russia.
In a letter to Congress, White House Budget Director Shalonda Young said U.S. military assistance to Ukraine will run out by the end of the month. She urged lawmakers to approve tens of billions of dollars in additional aid, claiming that a failure to do so would kneecap Ukraine on the battlefield. The administration's $61 billion request is being resisted by Republicans who are demanding security changes at the U.S.-Mexico border. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Looking to shield civilians, Israel's military is urging mass evacuations from the southern Gaza town of Khan Yunis. That's where tens of thousands of displaced Palestinian civilians have sought refuge in recent weeks. The wreckage of a U.S. military Osprey that crashed off the coast of southern Japan has been found.
The U.S. Air Force says divers have located wreckage and are recovering the remains of crew members from the aircraft that crashed into the sea last Wednesday off Japan's Yakushima Island during a training mission. The Air Force CB-22 Osprey was carrying 8 crew. The body of one victim was recovered soon after the crash and has been identified as Staff Sergeant Jacob Gallagher of Pittsfield, Massachusetts. In a statement, Congressman Richard Neal says a grateful nation mourns his loss, saying Gallagher enlisted in the Air Force right out of high school. There have been several crashes involving Ospreys, and Japanese officials have expressed concern about the safety of the hybrid tilt-rotor aircraft. I'm Jennifer King.
The Pentagon says a U.S. warship was acting in self-defense when it shot down several incoming drones in the Red Sea over the weekend. As illegal aliens continue pouring into Texas across the southern border, Texas Governor Greg Abbott says state officers will soon get the go-ahead to arrest and detain illegals. Wall Street, the Dow down 169 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Venezuelans have voted to establish a new state in a disputed oil-rich slice of neighboring Guyana. The BBC's Katie Watson says the vote bolsters the territorial aspirations of Venezuela's president.
The result was hardly surprising. Nobody from the No campaign raised their voice. Few opponents probably even voted. While the result of this referendum is non-binding, critics see it as a power play by Nicolas Maduro, bolstering national support ahead of a presidential election next year. The region in question, known as Essequibo, is oil-rich and represents around 2/3 of Guyana's territory and is home to about 1/5 of its population. Tensions have risen between Venezuela and Guyana since 2015, when large offshore oil and gas fields were found, and Maduro renewed his interest in gaining the territory.
Torrential rains and fierce winds pelting India's southern and eastern coastlines and states have been put on high alert. News and analysis at townhall.com. There's another Republican debate coming up this week.
The party's top presidential candidates gather in Alabama Wednesday for the fourth GOP debate of the 2024 presidential campaign. As he has done for the 3 previous debates, former President Trump is skipping this event at the University of Alabama as he maintains his wide lead over the rivals. Florida Governor DeSantis and former UN Ambassador and Governor Nikki Haley will be on stage. Vivek Ramaswamy is expected to make the cut, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie says he's confident he'll qualify. Ron DeRockstra reporting.
The Supreme Court hearing arguments this morning over a nationwide settlement with OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma. The deal would shield members of the Sackler family who own the company from civil lawsuits over the deadly toll taken by opioids. The agreement, hammered out with state and local governments and victims, would provide billions of dollars to combat the opioid epidemic. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Chris and Darnell's
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday to you.
Yes, sir.
Post weekend.
A busy one too.
Doldrums. Yeah, busy weekend. Lots going on.
It was cool. I got to watch the fireworks from my front porch.
Ah, nice.
From the Wool Bowl on Friday.
Yeah, the Wool Bowl on Friday. Not the outcome I think the Institute wanted, but overall, good fun evening.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the light parade was Saturday. Lots of folks turned out for that, and busy weekend.
It was. We got a chance to take the kids out to the parade. They had a great time. Hunter was up dancing. I do, however, and I don't know who the float was, but I got a bit of a bone to pick with the light parade this year.
Well, you did pick the.
Now, in fairness.
Yeah.
I did pick, it's the worst song to try to avoid. I'm playing a game. I play a game every year called the Mariah Apocalypse, wherein I cannot hear the song All I Want for Christmas Is You. As soon as I recognize that that's what I'm hearing, I'm out.
And so you're out.
I'm out. They were playing that song on the float.
You're out December 2.
Yeah, I was out right out the gate. But
I think it's impossible not to hear that song.
It is. It's next to impossible. You can't avoid it. But you have to be very, I would have to stay in country radio if I was going to avoid it.
You have to avoid Christmas.
Now you can hear other people's renditions of it, remakes of it, things like that, remixes, but you cannot hear the Mariah Carey version. As soon as you do, you're out. And it was one of those songs I was singing along to, and I'm like, I just want you. I'm like, oh, and then I cursed because I didn't realize I heard it until I heard it, until like it registered for a couple of seconds. But at first, it's a very catchy song.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why it's
incredibly catchy.
The official Christmas song of the United States of America.
Yeah.
Where
Now-
the Brits have the Wham,
Which is funny because it made such a big deal online about avoiding that song.
the last Christmas song.
I don't think it's gonna be. It's almost never a problem in the States.
The only time I hear about it is through you usually.
Well, about 3 or 4 days before December 1st, which is when the game officially starts, which, by the way, the other game I do is Whamageddon, trying to avoid Last Christmas by Wham. I was watching a TikTok, and they were doing like Christmas cookies or something, and they used Last Christmas as the music.
So you're out on that one too?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't start till December 1st. It was a few days before.
Oh, okay.
But I cringed. I was like, oh, okay, I'm still good. I'm still safe. But yep, I am out of the Mariah apocalypse.
Well, now that you've told people on the radio you're into Whamageddon, there are going to be a few people out there that are going to try to saboteur.
It's funny too. In the rules of the bylaws of the game, it says it is not in the spirit of the game to intentionally send your friends and family to Whamhalla.
Yeah.
However, all is fair game.
I will say it's going to happen.
It's war.
It's going to happen.
That's right. So
I'm
trying to avoid going to Whamhalla.
Well, to be honest, if you walk in a store in Christmas time, there's no way you're not going to not hear Mariah Carey at some point.
I lucked out and hadn't heard it on any radio up to this point.
Right.
But like every Hallmark movie commercial from this time of year, it's always got Mariah Carey on it or some semblance thereof.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's unavoidable.
Speaking of Hallmark movies, I watched a thing last week, and it was some video that some TikTok video that some private person did, and it's basically every Hallmark movie ever made.
Oh, I think I did see this.
It pretty much nailed it.
Right?
It just nailed it. Just the over-the-top cheesiness, the storyline. Oh, I found out secretly you are rich. I do love you now. The whole thing. It was just...
She's an inexplicably attractive girl from small town Rhode Island.
Yeah.
He's a well-to-do suitor. It's the same story every time.
He's a lumberjack. He chops wood.
I'm so charmingly befuddled.
But really, he won. He's a millionaire from the stock market or something. Yeah, it's all the same spiel.
It's funny how people will say things or show you things, and then you can't unsee it or see it like the way you're supposed to.
Basically, it's low-budget Sweet Home Alabama. That's pretty much every Hallmark movie is low-budget.
Wow, you nailed it. Actually, you're not wrong. It is.
It's low-budget Sweet Home Alabama. It's Sweet Home Alabama with half the money to be able to make the movie with.
It's true. Couldn't quite get the whole cast. But hey, we got Mario Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much every Hallmark movie.
The problem with hiring Mario Lopez is you actually have to pay him per dimple. So it gets pricey.
Yeah. That's, but if you can get him.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to legitimize any holiday thing. We do have a full hour, so I better get her going here. We're gonna entertain you with entertaining things. We're gonna talk music and food this hour. I mean, come on,
that's
greatest things ever. Greatest things ever. We got, I guess we say one half of the band Gross Domestic People joining us, local band. They're going to be playing at the Liberty here on Wednesday night, and of course, 1/4 of them happens to also make my video side look very good. So we'll talk with Jocelyn and Jeff from Gross Domestic People here in just a few. Talk about the band a little bit. And then later on the hour, Nook with Asian Market will join us here about 9:30. Give us an update what's going on over at her restaurant. Of course, holiday parties and things. Nook does cater, and she caters real good. So we'll talk with Nook later on this hour as well, too. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking pretty good for the next few days. Comfortable temperatures and sunny skies with high pressure parking over northern New Mexico and covering our area. Mid to upper 60s for the afternoon high today and fairly light wind. We should get sunshine. Overnight will be clear and cool, dropping into the mid 30s, and then we're looking at low 60s for the high on Tuesday and sunny. Back to the upper 60s Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 47 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 37%. Winds currently out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Pretty nice next couple days here. 66 and sunny today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 33 degrees. South winds 5 to 10.
For you Tuesday, sunny skies, 63 for a high tomorrow. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds out of the north 5 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny and 66. West winds 5 to 10. 70s for Thursday and Friday. Sunny and 72 on Thursday. Mostly sunny and 73 on Friday. I'm going to guess it's going to be a little breezy on Friday as well. They don't talk about it yet, but cooler temps for the weekend. 56 and sunny Saturday. 58 and sunny on Sunday. All right, it is 9:13. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll talk with Jocelyn Smith and Jeff Cabana with Gross Domestic People. And that's coming up here in about 2.5. Don't go away.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Quality Liquor is the only liquor store in the region, and they're southeastern New Mexico's choice for wine, spirits, and the coldest beer in the universe. And Quality Liquor has the best selection of top special edition tequilas not found anywhere else, like Clase Azul, Michael Jordan's Cincoro, Casa Dragones, Casa Amigos, Coralejo, and even Don Julio's 1942 Primavera, and a fine line of bourbons. Stop by, meet owner Dickie Davis, Sean, and Gina, and see why folks from as far away as Carlsbad make the drive for the quality service at Quality Liquor, 1400 South Main in Roswell, across from Beyond. Keeping the good times flowing for more than 50 years. When you can't be home, make your space feel more like home with Candlewood Suites, Roswell, New Mexico, featuring extended stay rooms, complete with kitchenettes in a quiet area, plus plenty of great amenities, including free hot coffee 24/7, and the Candlewood Cupboard 24-hour convenience store, plus the Candlewood Gym and free laundry facilities. Cool off in the outdoor pool, complete with hot tub, and enjoy the outdoor gazebo and grills. And the Candlewood Lending Locker for stuff you couldn't pack, like crock pots, board games, and more. Call 575-623-4300 to find out more. Candlewood Suites, where everyone here is sweet on you. Your home away from home.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now, and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
At Artesia General Hospital, our emergency department experts care for more than 10,000 people each year. Our emergency department is open 24 hours a day, and there's always a doctor on duty. We specialize in advanced adult and pediatric life support and trauma services, making sure you have access to quality care when every second counts. From unexpected illness to serious injuries, you can trust our team to provide exceptional emergency care in any situation. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/emergency.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio, now officially half.
It was only a quarter for a minute.
That's right. It was just a quarter for just a hot second here, but now half of the band, Gross Domestic People. Of course, we have Jeff Cabana here, drummer.
Yes, sir.
And then Jocelyn Smith, who by day is our video producer,
right.
By night the bass player for Gross Domestic People. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good deal. Well, I know she's a little quiet. And you know this already. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure.
And those of you that watch Mike's show a lot, you've probably seen Jocelyn on here with many hats.
She pops in, and she's the classiest part of the show pretty much. So, but anyway, first talk a little bit about the band. How did Gross Domestic People start, and kind of just give us a little bit of background.
So it started out actually just as a 3-piece instrumental. It was me, Jocelyn, and the guitar player Carlos.
Okay, so like a Green Day,
kind of
3-piece type
and,
deal.
Didn't even have a vocalist,
right? We never really took it serious or intended for it to go anywhere in the beginning.
You just love playing music.
3 friends jamming, right? Yeah, we just wanted to play, and then. We brought Will in, and for a while we had another guitarist, but now he's not with us anymore.
Okay.
But
well, that's what bands do.
Right, exactly. Once Will came in and started writing the lyrics and singing, though, we knew it was...
It started to kind of legitimize it from just a garage thing to, hey, this is a band.
And we even changed the name of the band, because the initials were always GDP, but they used to stand for something else.
Oh, I got you.
So...
Well, that's a great thing about if you go with initials with your band, then it can float till you make it.
Right, exactly.
I think it changed about 3 or 4 times before we settled.
Well, sure.
Right. Well, it was a running joke, and I would do it during our live shows. We did a couple live shows as a 3-piece instrumental before we had a singer.
Before we had a band,
and
or an actual full band.
Every time we did a song, I'd be like, thanks, we're GDP, that stands for Godfather Don't Play. I would just keep making up new
just
stuff.
A different one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you break your arm or something, and you walk around in the cast or the sling, and then the fun part of doing that is everybody asks you what you do to your arm. You give them a different story every time. It could be ninjas, it could be, whatever you want. We don't have to really tell them is you hit it falling off the toilet or something. You know?
Slipped in the shower.
That's right. But so talk a little bit about the music. Is it rock alternative? What kind of where do you guys, John? Or can you pigeonhole it? It's a little bit of everything. Or
it's kind of all over the place, but it's alternative rock.
Gotcha.
We call it high energy alternative rock.
Gotcha. Well, that's the beauty of alternative rock. I mean, rock just goes into. I mean, you can't even get into metal without 37 different subgenres of metal and this and that.
Right.
But alternative is very much that where you could, like I've heard bands that are considered alternative that you probably, if you listen to their music, you're like, where's the rock part? It's more, it's more independent or more.
Well, we say it's a roller coaster because we can go from soft, light music to heavy.
Right.
So.
Well, and I think a lot of bands, I mean, rock bands. I mean, you all have, every band has their slower stuff or stuff that doesn't fit what the people know them for or whatever it is. But that's good. That's I mean, then you got Nickelback, I guess, if you don't. Nothing wrong with Nickelback for people that like Nickelback.
We like to keep people guessing. They never know what song's going to come next.
Sure. So where's the writing side? Is it everybody contributes or just one like who's your or is it like Will's the lyrics guy, I'm more into the I mean like does everyone have their role in writing a song?
Well, we all write our own instruments per se, but when we write together, I've never worked with a group of people like this, honestly, and I've been playing music for, I hate to even say this, but 31 years.
Wow.
Live music for 28 years.
That's great.
And I've never worked with a group like this before. We'll set up, for practice, and somebody will just start playing something to warm up. Like one of our more recent songs, Jocelyn just started playing this bass line to warm up a little.
And it kind of created
into a song. We skipped the whole band practice that day and wrote that song.
But I think that probably happens more often than you think.
Right.
Something hits you somewhere. Maybe one of you guys were in the shower one day and some riff hit you or some lyrics
inspiration
hit you.
can't be, commanded.
So you just kind of bring it to the band meeting and say, hey, this is can we play with it a little bit, see if there's something here? And I'm getting sometimes no, and it dies on the vine there. And then sometimes, hey, we got a song here.
Well, there's been some songs that have been left in the wayward, but pretty much it's been pretty solid.
Yeah, it's been one after another lately.
So, but does everyone contribute as far as the lyric side? Or is that mostly Will's side?
Yeah, Will writes all the lyrics.
Gotcha.
For sure. A lot of his lyrics are very personal.
Okay.
Personal stories from his life and stuff like that.
The case in, if you listen to any band songs and you hear the vocal side, there's a story being told there.
Definitely. Right.
And it's usually through personal experience or through some kind of something that happened in somebody's life that impacted them greatly in one way or another.
We always have a running joke in the band because I never know the lyrics of the song until we record the song.
Right.
And then I can hear it back.
Well, you need the flow. You need the flow. It's like you're trying to memorize poetry versus lines. If there's a flow to it, it's a lot easier to memorize it versus something that's not.
Right. And I, when we're practicing and writing, I only hear the vocals as an instrument.
Right.
I hear his tone, I hear his cadence, I hear his meter and stuff like that, but I don't hear the words themselves because I'm busy with the drums and listening to her. And
and you wonder too, does that change the tone of a song a lot? Like you built the musical side of it, the instrumental side of it. That's all there, and it kind of goes one way. But then Will comes in with the lyrics, and that just takes the song in a whole different.
And
you're like, hey, it's kind of punching upbeat in my head, but now with the lyrics,
This is more of a ballady kind of.
Right.
Does that happen a lot where one will kind of change the tone altogether of
Definitely.
the song?
We'll add full accents to go with the lyrics, like full band accents, to fit certain lines, things like that. So once I do start listening to what he's saying, yeah, we kind of readjust the song to it, I guess.
Gotcha. So let me ask this, and because I'm fascinated by writing. This is the part about bands I love, is that whole how because it's not the same for every person.
Right.
Everyone does it different. But for you guys, like when it comes to the song, is there a certain like set of rules or set of way that you do, like when a song creates, or does it come from? Like if one person comes in and says, I just heard this little riff and that's the whole song, or you're like, okay, there's your riff, but now we got to go back. What's going to be and create the other? I mean, how does that, like, is it a formal thing or is it literally a note or a line or something just begat everything?
Honestly, it's when we sit down and write, it's more of a free for all.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just kind of tossing ideas at each other, and then we just keep playing and playing and playing, and then it kind of forms. It's like Jello or clay. You know?
Like you hear and the reason I ask is because you hear and again, I'm a Metallica fan, so I keep going back to that well. But you hear, and there's always let's face it, even every Metallica song, but there's still something there that says that's a Metallica song. Right. You know what I mean? It's like, does that happen for you guys? It's like, hey, we do this, but still, we got to make sure that this is a Gross Domestic People song, and it sounds like our brand. I mean, or does that not even come into play?
I don't think we've ever worded it that way, but it's more of our full band accents, the way we do our build-ups, and then everything, the entire band puts out this energy on stage at one moment, or in the studio even.
Right.
I mean, even in the studio, we kind of like we are on stage. We try to bring that
the
same
vibe
energy.
of the moment.
Yeah,
right.
And we
Right.
don't record like a lot of people when they record they record different spots by themselves.
Gotcha.
Pieces.
And we don't record we record as a whole band.
Gotcha. So you're saying a lot of bands film or record like a movie.
Right.
Where it's like you watch a movie in a certain order, but they don't make it that way.
Right.
Right.
Some people, no, we do the guitar part, and then we do the drums, and now we start with the chorus, and then we work into the, it's not like you don't create it sequentially like you would listen to it.
No, we definitely record all together. It's just way easier for us because it's like we are playing together.
Sure.
Just in the studio recording it.
Sure.
Instead of
But I think that's what makes songs cool because whenever people have favorite songs and things, generally it's a part of the song that reeled them in.
Right.
A certain guitar riff or a certain drum or a certain vocal set that you're like, dude, that is, and then the rest of it kind of comes in. It's usually like a segment of the song. You're like, oh dang, look at how they harmonized or how everything just kind of came to play, and then you're like, oh, but then you start noticing. So I guess it makes sense that you write that way too.
Yeah.
It's like it does make sense.
Well, at least for us, I know some bands and some artists can kind of recreate the live energy by recording that way, piece by piece, but we can't.
Right.
So we prefer to just record the instrumental live, and it really does portray the same energy we have on stage.
And I imagine it's evolved over the years. Like you said, you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yeah.
I imagine how you did this in year 3 is way different than how you do it now.
Definitely. Definitely. Especially since I came up in the age of tapes and...
Right.
And,
you've actually had to adjust his technology over the years. And something that was very difficult 30 years ago is now something that can be done very easily.
Yeah, I remember, when the first device came out that you could hook up to a home computer to record your own stuff. I mean, my mind was blown. Like, oh my God, limitless, possibilities.
Like if you tried to start a band 30 years ago, you had to kiss butt to get someone to record you.
Right.
Now, in theory, you do it yourself. If you just buy the right equipment and build the right little studio, and so I imagine that gives you guys so much more freedom to do what you want. Do it. You don't have to basically sell your vision to. I mean, you do, but not in the way you used to.
Well, and essentially, when we go into the studio, we can tell him, we want it to sound like this because this is how we hear it.
Sure.
This is how we've played it.
Right.
So when we go in there and tell him, we want more this, more guitar, more drums, or whatever.
Well, it's just you always hear especially big, bands like Queen and these other bands. You always hear their stories, and you hear how many times these bands fought record labels for songs that are now, iconic songs. Right. You're thinking if some record label guy had his way, we would have never known this thing. You know what I mean? where it's a different world. It's not like that.
It really is. The record label thing really doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and a curse. But,
Sure.
It's one of the things we got to deal with as artists.
Well, and I would imagine, too, it's going to probably creates a lot more van time. And what I mean by that is you've got to sell yourself a lot more because the labels aren't doing that now.
Right.
So if you want people to know about you, it's not the record label putting you out there.
Yeah.
It's the band getting in the van and driving to Poughkeepsie.
have to promote ourselves. We don't have promoters or, it's all us.
Yeah.
So,
Right. I mean,
which is fun in
indie.
some way because it's the freedom to do what you want. You don't answer anybody.
Right.
But at the same time, it's a lot of bologna sandwiches and a lot of,
It is.
It is. Sleeping out of the car and everything that comes with band life sometimes.
Yeah. And we've done a couple of tours and stuff, but we're not focused on touring. More the writing, recording. We play a lot here in Roswell and New Mexico because we call ourselves grown folks.
Sure.
We all have
You've
jobs.
got day jobs.
Yeah.
And
We got kids, families.
And this is what keeps y'all sane.
Right. This is our hobby.
Yeah. And then someday you never know. The right person sees it or hears it and turns into your day job.
And we've been real lucky so far. So far, some of the right people have heard us and really helped us. I'd be amiss if I didn't mention Josh at the Liberty. He's been a big help to our band.
Absolutely. Which I haven't even got to the plug yet. We're right into that part.
He, early on, gave us an opportunity to start, opening up there, and he's been really awesome to us.
And his venue and other venues like it are the reason Roswell has such a great sort of underground music scene. I don't know if underground's the right term. I mean, it's less underground than it was before, but certainly not mainstream.
Yeah.
And
and that's the goal for any band starting out in Roswell. We got a band, we're going to start playing shows. Your goal is to eventually open up for a bigger name at the Liberty.
Sure.
Because that's your opportunity here.
Sure. But that's when the eyeballs see it too, because you never know when the manager for one of these big bands that come through town see you guys and say, "Hey, we'd love to bring you on the road with us to open for a couple of other shows."
Yeah.
And next thing you know,
hoping.
Yeah, it hasn't happened to us yet, but
but that's
cool.
That's kind of and then next thing you know, you go from being the third band on stage to the second band, and then next thing you know, you're the headliner at that point here. So now, if you want to come and see Gross Domestic People on stage live, not in a studio talking to me on a microphone, they're going to be at the Liberty Wednesday night here. Yeah. You guys are opening for Emory, I think, right?
Yes, it's going to be Emory. But they also brought with them the Almost. When we first booked it, I thought it was one name, Emory and the Almost, and then I learned different.
Okay.
And then Bad Luck is opening up as well.
Nice, very good. So tickets, thelibertyinc.com. You can always get your tickets there.
Or hit up any member of Gross Domestic People.
I think we still have a few left that we're selling.
Well, you're giving away, or you got a few you guys could sell.
Yes, I'm all out, but I think some of the other members still have a couple.
Okay,
and I think
so if you look up, just do a Gross Domestic People, maybe throw in a Roswell NM on there on Facebook.
Roswell.
You'll pop right up, because I imagine there might be a few other people that share.
We're the only ones with that name, as far as I know, on Spotify at least. There's a lot of GDPs, but they all stand for other stuff.
Right, all the ones we were talking about earlier.
Right, and that's why we rebranded when we released the full-length LP, was because we are finding GDP was hell on search engines in general.
Yeah.
Because it's an obvious play on gross domestic product.
Sure.
So we changed it, and we rebranded as the full name now.
Well, you're just tired of everyone looking up, wanting to see your band and getting a bunch of statistics.
Different things.
Yeah. The cool thing is whenever, different publications mention the GDP, the actual GDP, I go on and thanks for the shout out.
That's right. See us at Liberty Wednesday night.
Yeah, exactly.
But what time do you guys start?
Probably about 7:30.
Yeah, usually between 7 and 7:30.
The concert officially, I think about 8 or so, but you guys want to get there
Well,
a
that
little
one's
early.
on a weekday, so we might want to touch early.
Okay.
Doors open at 6, so you want to get there at 6, get yourself some food.
I'm going to say come hungry, because they usually put out some really good
food.
I'm not sure what the menu is at night, but it's always good.
I always get whatever fry or nacho option they have, because it's always awesome.
Yeah.
And
is that a perk of the band? Do they feed you guys?
They do feed us.
They do.
Oh, no,
Josh is really good to us. We get drinks.
Well, that's kind of especially at this stage, because like you said, if the bands at this level are living together 24/7, or doing his thing, and so they're paying. Their pay is drinks and food sometimes.
Right.
And we're happy
cost
to
of
take
living
it.
expense.
Yeah, exactly. And quite frankly, you try to buy a meal nowadays, that's a lot of money.
Right. It is.
But come on out, have a great time. Come and get, and then where you guys after this? Do you have a gig lined up next? Or
January.
Yes, in January. Follow one of our various social media pages. I forget the exact date. We're going to be playing at a very small local venue with a couple of bands that we like. One from out of town, one from here in Roswell, a new upcoming band.
Love it.
And for that, we're just going to open up for our friends. It's
That's
more
great.
about them than us.
Well, that's the cool part about music here locally. It's like sometimes this just pops up organically. You know, it just a couple people are in the park or whatever, and
right?
That begat this, and next thing you know, we got a mini concert going on.
Well, we
used
like
to
to
do
just
that all
play
the time.
music.
Yeah,
You know, that's kind of a passion, and that's why we
Yeah.
started it. You know,
Well, that's why musicians are musicians, because they're not doing this, you know, for they
we're
do
not
it because
doing
they
it
have
to
a
make
passion
money.
for it.
We're
you know?
just doing it.
Well,
'cause
that's just it. You know, the people out there that are musicians, there's one very small percentage of them that are your top tier A-list, bazillion dollar. The rest are there because they love the music, they love the passion of the thing about it, and they sit and do the long, hard nights, the long work, the long road trips, the bad food, the bad. You know, that's because they love this music more than anything else. And that's why you guys, even though by day you're doing your day jobs, but at night you still, and like you said, after 30 years, I know I know what it's like when you get in your 40s, 50s, and you're like, I just want to sit here and be lazy and watch TV tonight.
Well, me and
you know?
Jeff are the oldest ones in the band.
You guys are the seasoned ones. And
Yes. Well, actually, Jocelyn's more the newbie musically wise.
Yeah.
She just started playing right before this band came to fruition.
Wow.
Yeah. So about a couple years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Now, were
we've
you
been
always
together.
musically inclined, like younger? Were you singing
Yeah,
or doing,
definitely.
you know, beating on the recorder or
My
whatever?
mother introduced me to vinyl very early.
Gotcha.
So
you had the catalog and the history.
Yes.
Just not the actual put a bass in
Yes.
front of me and start
I actually
playing
started
with this
out
thing.
with acoustic guitar and then picked up the bass later.
I'm going to guess, and again, I have no knowledge. I'm going to guess bass is probably easier to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's more set in that rhythm, setting, you know, it's
yeah.
more, you know, like I even think with training, I could pull off like the big stand-up bass, like you know, like I think I could, I could not completely embarrass people with that.
Especially like blues, bluegrass, and certain stuff like that. It's a formula.
Yeah.
So once you learn the formula, it's all shapes and math.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
music is.
Well, that's what I love about it is for people that say they have math and science, I'm like, well, put them in music, and then they're going to realize that there's
It's
more.
all about math.
Same with cooking. Cooking's the same way. If you don't know, you know, if you say I don't know chemistry and all that, but you cook a lot, guess what? You know chemistry.
Yeah, definitely.
any kind of beat, whether it be bass or drums, is always going to have a count, a number count.
Well, I mean, arguably between the drums and the bass, you guys set the tone for the whole band.
Right,
You know,
right.
without you guys setting the tone, the others can't do their magic. You know, and that's
It's our job to shake your booty.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what I tell Jocelyn all the time. You know, we gotta get them butt shaking on the floor. You know,
You need that section to set the tone.
Yep.
Exactly.
Good deal. But come out and see Gross Domestic People this Wednesday at the Liberty, about 7:30. Everything will
Doors
get
open
under
at
the
6.
way.
Yep.
Doors
Gonna
open
get
at
your
6.
food.
Come early, have dinner, and enjoy some food, and then get you a good spot. TheLibertyInc.com. You can get tickets there, or if you know any of the members of the band, you can find them on
Yes,
Facebook and get a
definitely.
ticket
Oh, yeah.
there. And I would love to see you out here Wednesday night for first of many shows here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I know, you like I said, you had nothing on the books till January, but I'm going
Right.
to guess there'll be one or two things. That
Oh yeah,
pop
something
up
always
between
pops
now
up
and then.
just when we are not at least expecting it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool
Awesome.
deal.
Thank you so
Mike.
much, man.
Thank you, guys, and break a leg on Wednesday, and we'll see you. Can you say break a leg in music, or is that just theater? I don't
Well,
know.
luckily my leg's all healed.
Don't say that. We need him for Wednesday.
I was about to say, maybe it doesn't work, especially in rock music,
Yeah.
you know, where there's a lot of show
Yeah.
stage hands and that kind of pyrotechnics and things like that. Very good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, 9:36. We're going to pause for news, a quick break, and then Nook with Asian Market's going to join us here on the other side. Jocelyn's got to go play producer now. So we'll be back after this. Don't go away.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Well, by the way, in California in January, health care is going to be provided to anybody. You can walk into that state, you can get on their Medi-Cal plan. Well, what's that going to do to the high cost of living in California and the high rate of taxation? There are Democrats around the country now that are sounding off on Joe's border crisis. Governor Healy of Massachusetts is calling it a crisis of inaction. The governor of Illinois, Pritzker, is calling it an untenable situation. The mayor of New York is saying this will destroy New York City. Arizona Senator Kelly is saying that it's chaos. It's an utter mess. You know, it all impacts things.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Imagine a society with a digital dollar and no cash. No tooth fairy or piggy banks. No more selling extra items for cash. A digital dollar means your life could depend on the internet, electricity, and people you don't know. Plus, it means every penny you have could all be tracked. So goodbye to privacy. That's why thousands of Americans have decided to opt out of the government's plans by talking to Goldco and putting a portion of their savings into physical gold and silver, including Sean Hannity. Sean has personally bought metals from the top-rated company, Goldco, who has an excellent reputation. They've placed over $2 billion in gold and silver, and right now they're offering up to $10,000 in bonus silver while supplies last. So call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD to learn how you could get started today. Tell them Hannity sent you and see if you qualify for up to $10,000 in bonus silver. Call Goldco at 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:39, and joining us in studio with things. No,
Wait a minute.
Well, she's got stuff. It looks like ramen, but she's secret.
I'm not going to tell no one. I'm not going to tell no one.
So it's secret. She's got things. So, but Nook with Asian Market back with us. Good morning, Nook.
Good morning, Mike, and good morning, Roswell.
How's things at the restaurant this morning?
It's good.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
For folks that not familiar, Asian Market, which is located there on South Main.
Yes, sir.
If just look for the big blue sign
big
there.
Blue sign.
As you're heading south towards the college, you'll see it there on your right.
Yes.
And look for the big steel building there.
Mm-hmm.
The front of the store is a market. It is a full Asian market. If you're looking for things from all across Asia, whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Thai, you got a little bit of everything there.
Yes, exactly.
If the foods to make the ingredients and even some of the equipment to make the woks and the things, like if you want to make your own sushi, stuff like that, she's got all the gear you need to do that.
If you want to make your own sticky rice, you want to cook your own jasmine rice,
you got
we
the
got
proper
it all.
instruments and tools you need to do that.
Yes, sir. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. I wonder. I can't look at myself in that.
Oh, we don't have the TV. Yeah, the TV's not working right now.
So I don't know how pretty I am today.
You're good to go.
Oh, thank you.
You're all good to go. Yeah,
thank you.
It's working everywhere, but in this room.
Not this one.
Yeah, everything
everywhere
else
is work.
Yeah, if you turn on the regular one, it's working. Just not in this room.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that I'm look okay.
You look great, and they are seeing everything.
Thank you.
But the market is one side. But then if you're like, I don't want to make it, I just want to eat it.
Yeah, you can.
Then come on back, because the restaurant is in the back in the side of the store there, and they serve lunch and dinner and have amazing.
Yes.
And I say this every time, and because it's the absolute truth. If I ever went to Thailand and had dinner in some family's home there, that's what I think Asian market.
Come to my home.
Cuisine is like. I always equate your cooking to, like, we all have Chinese food, but it comes from usually a Chinese food restaurant. So I would think if I went to a place in Asia anywhere and had a meal, it's going to be much more like Asian markets.
Thank you.
Foods.
Yes,
it's like from home, from heart. It's like mom's making you food kind of thing. But with the Asian flair.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, like I say every time, if it, like the best chicken fried rice I've ever had, right there.
Here come again. I'm gonna have cooked a lot of rice again today.
But that, if that's what gets people in the door to try the other stuff.
Because you know what? It's kind of weird. People is just, I don't know. They probably have a sense of something.
Yeah.
Someday I kind of like, I cook a lot of fried rice. It's just kind of, oh my God, my hand hurt. It's kind of like that. And someday is sweet and sound going so good.
People just have a different
just desire that particular day. It seems like.
And one of the day, next day, going to General Sound.
Oh yeah.
It kind of. You guys have been talking.
It's like they had a meeting. And said, we're all going to want General Sal today. Tomorrow we're going to want beef and broccoli or fried rice.
Yes, just like that.
What about soups? Because this is soup season for me.
Yes, sir. I have soup every day.
Yeah, she has some great soups. So if you love soups, she always has at least 3 or 4 different delicious soups for you to pick from usually.
Yes, we got rice soup that you can pick your own meat, chicken, seafood, shrimp, or whatever. And then we got some Thai noodle soup.
Nice.
Have wonton. We have egg drop. We have egg noodle soup too.
Yeah.
That's got some red pork and then some wonton that I make it.
I love those soups. They're all great.
Thank you.
And so now that we're getting a little colder weather, people tend to gravitate towards soups a little bit.
Exactly.
If you're looking for some delicious homemade soups, Asia Market's got you covered.
Thank you.
So if it's soup season for you too, make sure you visit Asia Market. I guarantee you're going to be like, okay, you'll have a bowl for lunch. You're like, hey, can I get like a big container to take to home so I can have it later in the day? Because
you can do it.
Tasty.
You can have it.
And that's the beauty of soup. Soup is always better the next day. Like soup, like it's got to percolate in its own.
It just takes time to make it broth.
Yeah, it's got to percolate and
you can't just throw a thing in there and then get it and make it taste good. It's not like that.
You got to let it simmer and marry together.
Yes, just take time and you're patient.
Absolutely.
That's another thing.
And so, it's going to be delicious day one, but then the next day after it's sat overnight in the fridge and then heat it back up, it's even better. It is even better. But Nook that's what she does. She takes these and then she gets, so if you want to make these things yourself, she has all the ingredients to do that. Do. If you love to make your own Asian dishes, but you've been having trouble finding the ingredients you need to do that, take a trip to Asian Market. I guarantee if she doesn't have what you want, she's like, I can talk to the people and work it.
I will try.
You constantly. That's kind of your, when you're not busy cooking food and making all these meals for folks. You're busy.
I go sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But a lot of it is working with your merchants and things, so you can procure these different dishes from the Orient or different types of foods or ingredients. There's not a big demand for duck eggs and things, but in Asian cuisine there is, and they have it there if you want it. So good deal. So if you want to come just to eat, Asian Market has you covered. But if you want to kind of learn or make or do something or create your own stuff, like if you like soy sauce, she has like 60 different types of soy sauce. It's not like you just go to the grocery store. It's like there's the green bottle and the red bottle. There's more than that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sriracha sauce. She's got different types of sriracha.
Now I think I got 3 different kinds of sriracha due to the shortage on the market. Remember on the last show?
Yeah.
And now this time I got 3 different brands.
So you carry like the other types, and so if you want to like those, but you want to go a little deeper into that or maybe slightly different, and they've got everything from sweets to snacks to frozen foods to meal, vegetables and meats and things like that.
Yes, I do. I don't have them.
But she also has like different Asian candy treats, like once in a while, and they're different every time.
And it especially this week, probably the schedule is gonna be set on Wednesday.
Okay.
I said I have 5 pallets coming.
And it's all unique stuff and different. If you love ramen, she has about probably 300 different types of ramen in there.
I got a lot of ramen. I got a lot of
so many.
ramen.
So if you want to go sweet or savory or larger or smaller or more.
Or you want to hurt yourself? We have it there too.
Or if you just want the bare bones to kind of create it yourself and bake your own flour, she's got all of that.
It's just so easy with the ramen we have over there.
So she's brought some stuff today.
Yep.
And I see it here. So I'm going to shut up and let you tell me what you have here.
Okay. I brought 2 kind of ramen.
Okay.
And both of them is made from rice. Made from rice.
Okay, it's rice based.
Noodle. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Rice noodle. One is just thinner. One is just a little thicker.
Okay.
It got 2 different flavors. I let you pick. Mini, mini, more.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's start with this one. Would be my list.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm just randomly picking one here.
All right.
So.
And then I bring you some weapon.
Ah, okay.
I heard many times that we've been talking about. You know how to use some chopstick today.
I do.
but not with soup so much. But I can do it.
I brought you some pink chopstick, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ooh, there it goes.
Here we go.
It smells great. I can
Thank
tell.
you.
I can tell just by opening it here
Use
how
the
good
other
this.
side. Yeah.
How good this smells.
And if you can, let me see if you can do. You can't do it. I
do it this way.
Yeah. I got you a spare.
I got a spare. I can work this.
Okay.
I can do it.
All right.
I can do it.
But I got you some spare too.
I can do it.
Ah, you're good.
I can do this.
You're good. And here, this for your broth. But you want to you
The
want to
pasta's
do
good.
You want to do it just like a Japanese style?
Slurp.
Yep. Just like that.
I'm telling you that. Oh, I love the little. It's got a little heat at the back end.
It's just a little.
Just a little bit.
But me, I have to put some salt because I kind of eat a little salty.
This soup right here.
Uh-huh.
You know how when you get a cold and you want to eat chicken noodle soup or something?
Yeah.
This is what you need to go with. Jocelyn, you want to get in some of this? Where's Sean at? All right, I was about to say I ain't seen Sean in a while.
Oh, you guys, I'm hungry too, so I'm gonna.
You gonna
some
sample
for myself?
I've had some of this ramen already, and it is delicious.
Sean.
It's not closed. Be careful.
Hey, Sean is back. Sean's back. I want to see Sean use a chopstick.
Oh no! Come on! I haven't done it in years. It's been so long.
You have a fresh pair? You can have mine. Do you have another pair for him?
I didn't use this one yet. You can go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I do have a cold.
So
I don't want to.
I'm gonna use something that's easy for me. And here we go, ma'am.
Oh, that is a 10. I'd eat that all day. And it's these right here, right?
Noodles, right?
No.
Yeah,
that's
these
the
are
rice. That's
these
the
are rice
kind.
noodles. Yeah.
This is a wheat kind. This is wheat. That's rice. You wanna use this?
Oh, here you go.
I'm sorry.
Make sure you
Here
get
we
some of
go.
the broth too.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat too because I'm hungry. I didn't eat anything yet.
What's the flavor on this?
She hadn't told me yet.
No, I forgot.
I
forgot.
To me, it's like.
I put the bag on the trash over
Well, the
there.
broth to me has that.
It's a slight spice to it, a little bit of.
It's got a chicken and noodle like broth with a zip to it,
A bit. It's the zip that comes at the end.
which I love. That's why I said this is like the perfect one.
Oh, can you turn me on?
Oh yeah, I should do that. Huh?
Can you turn me on, Mike?
Yes, I can.
Let me talk.
And I need to try the one Jocelyn.
Yeah, I'm
I
passing
think
that one
did.
over.
Okay, that's one I haven't
It's on the
tried
way.
yet.
They're almost the same, but it's just different types of the noodle.
Well, see,
but
and-
like I told you, the noodle is made from rice.
Well, here's the difference too.
I actually prefer this noodle here.
Like eating this ramen.
This one, this is great.
Like this tastes way better than like your little cup of noodle soup thingies. You know, like that a lot of people get.
Oh, that's great.
I want to
this is
bring.
a-
I
this
want to
got a
bring
thinner
another
noodle.
one.
That one. That.
But that other kind take time to do it. This one, all you can do is just hot water and pour the noodle, pour the seasoning in it, and then cover it up for about 3 minutes, and then you got the meal. So this is so easy, and it costs only $1.19.
It's ramen is one of those. It's one of those meals
these are
that like
good.
has made generations.
Who else wants some more of this?
I'm actually low on this one. But the consistency of the noodles, because these are a little bit of a thicker rice noodle. This one, I'm not sure. You said they're both rice?
Yeah,
they're
they're
both
both.
made
I'm
from
trying to
rice.
decide which I like better. I'm leaning a little with the bigger noodle, but they're both.
They're both
a
really
10.
good.
They're both excellent.
You
I would
can
eat
have
that.
it. I'm good.
You want some more of this one, Mike?
No, y'all finish. I'm gonna. I would eat the
Mike
whole
gonna
thing.
wait for
Make
another
me
one.
and
I need
Sean
to
look
talk.
good.
So
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I love that. Is
They're
and these
so
are just two
good.
of the massive variety of.
so.
different
Let
ramens
me
you can have
ask
there.
you, Nook.
Yeah.
How do you prepare those? Is it simple, just microwave and water?
Just you can do hot water, you can do microwave,
Okay.
and then it's only
Just heat up the water and pour it in and let it
Yes,
rip, just like that.
The old
Okay.
school,
Just like
the
that.
college method. You
I didn't
can
know
make
if
it-
you. I didn't know if you went a little fancier with it or
No,
whatever.
you
'cause-
want to do fancy? I show you the fancy at the restaurant.
Okay.
You can make it in a coffee maker if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
exactly.
It was. That's why I was asking, because I was tasting. It didn't taste like just nuked real quick. You know, it tasted a little more like homemade.
Easy
ramen-y.
and simple.
Yeah, it doesn't taste manufactured. Like, you know what I mean? Does that
It's
make sense?
warm.
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
On a day like today, it's warm. It's nice.
Yeah. And then with the cold day, with the snow day,
Yep.
your meal is made. Your meal is cost only $1.19 and take only 3 minutes.
And that's the beauty of it. You know,
Yeah.
go try all the flavors. if one that you might hit one you don't like, that's okay. Try the other ones.
And I got so many kind of different kind of noodle. This one I brought today is made from rice. And this one I brought today too is my snack. I brought this before.
You eat them like chips or whatever. Yeah.
This is my
A little bit of water in there, and you put the seasoning packet.
Yeah, she's done that with us. We just eat them like a bag of chips.
Yeah, road trip for me. That's my road trip thing.
We'll see. Well, that's what I'm saying. That this is survival food.
Absolutely.
And what are we gonna do?
Like if you go backpacking or camping.
Yeah.
You could live all, just it'd be lightweight. You just need some water, you're good to go.
And this one is the same. How to cook? It takes only 3 minutes.
And I've eaten a lot of MREs. Those taste way better.
Just only 3 minutes. All we're gonna do is just gonna crunch it.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys have fun.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Here we go. Another one.
Now,
just crumb it up.
And I'm going to remind you guys, come for a visit. First time, come and be prepared to spend a few minutes visiting.
Yes.
Because there's so much to see and do. Like if you love like the teas and the juices and the drinks, you've got a whole section with all the Asian teas and juices. And there's something different every time.
We got a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's fixing to come on Wednesday, like I said. So the next 5 more pallets coming in.
Good
if you
deal.
guys not busy, just come help me.
Come, yeah. She does need to.
Put stuff on the shelves.
And she might feed you.
They have fun, and I feed you guys.
There you go.
How's that?
Hey, I am in.
That's a good way to do it. Hey, what day is Stock the Shelf Day? We invite everyone up. Wednesday. Come out Wednesday. The Asian market. Come stock the shelves and Nick will feed you.
We can call it a walk and stock.
Yeah.
You stock, I'll run the walk. And then at the end, it's just
I like it.
There you go.
Come and have a meal and get the shelf stocked back up.
That's a big old party right
I
there.
like it. But come on by. You can also follow Asian Market on Facebook.
Yes.
I highly recommend you do because in case some days if Nook can't be open, that's the way she lets everybody know.
The thing.
Or if there's something new in stock.
Yes.
Like you've been waiting for it. That's how you find out is through
it's on
Nook's
Facebook.
page. So follow Asian Market. Just do Asian Market Roswell NM.
Yes.
And it'll pop right up. You'll find it should be at the top of the page. You can like and follow it.
And by the way, I'm here on Christmas.
Okay.
I'm gonna be closed from Christmas Eve, from 24 until the 7th on January.
Okay. Are you gonna go visit family?
No.
Just gonna
kick back
spend
and relax.
the holiday with your family here and
with the girl.
So what do you do for Christmas? What's like some of your family traditions?
I'm planning to do nothing.
That's a good plan. For Christmas, we do the tradition of nothing.
We plan to do nothing.
Nothing is our tradition. I love that tradition. The tradition of nothing. Yes. I'm going to start the tradition of nothing.
Yeah. That's the best thing.
Hey, nothing wrong.
Our tradition is nothing. You did that last year? No, that's not their tradition. Nothing is their tradition.
That's the best. That's the best kind of Christmas.
I love it.
I'm just gonna be wake up late, being lazy.
Right, not cooking.
Yeah, not cooking.
Not cooking.
You wanna eat? Cook yourself.
What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
Me? Thanksgiving? Okay, we cook some ham. We have a little party.
Okay.
With
Now, did you cook? Or did
no.
other people cook?
You know what? I am not cooking ham and turkey. So
Not what you do, huh?
No. I
Now-
don't have that big a patience to do that.
Now-
no. It's too long.
It's a lot.
But if
I
you
did
cut it
not
up and
cook
put it in
this
a
week
wok,
for
then we'll make the ham and turkey, as an ingredient. Like you could put that in ramen.
That'd be interesting to have like a turkey stir fry.
Yeah.
Or turkey fried
Why
rice.
not? They do with chicken?
Yeah.
I
tried it with chicken. Why not?
I tried turkey fried rice. If you use like the dark meat,
I
feel like
love
it'd be a lot more.
And pork gets used a
succulent.
lot. If it's already smoked ham, why not?
Well, I still have ham in refrigerator, so I should have brought that.
We could have finished off your Thanksgiving meal.
That's right. Although I don't know.
Actually, according to the USDA, I should probably inform you should probably toss that thing.
Okay, we're not going to bring it to the radio. We're just going to go eat in the back office. How's that?
I officially cleaned out
You cleaned it
the
out?
Thanksgiving over the weekend.
Oh my
there was the things of cranberry and stuffing and all that didn't quite get devoured. I finally
Now, you
retired.
You did look at it once before you threw it. You're like, maybe, nah.
Maybe it's
And then you
good.
threw it out?
No.
Okay.
I
Can I
said,
risk that?
I did not look. I said, be gone with you.
I know you not.
And be gone it went.
Maybe it's a good thing I'm going to do. I still have ham left in my refrigerator. I'm gonna do ham fried rice.
There you go.
Chop it up.
There you go.
Put a
I'm
little-
telling you, she makes the best fried rice, so it's going to be delicious.
So it's gonna be fun.
But come by the Asian market today. Come for lunch. Come do some shopping. What's your normal business hours, Nook?
My normal business hours for store, Monday to Saturday from 10 to 6.
Okay.
And for the restaurant, Monday to Saturday, 11 to 6.
There you go. So if you get there at 10 and it's not ready to eat, come shop.
Yes.
And then hang out, and then we'll put your order in a little
put the
before
stuff
11.
on the shelf for me.
That's right.
While you're waiting.
That's right. While you're there, I got a box of these canned duck eggs need to go up on.
It's right there. That's where it belongs.
I got some tilapia needs to go in the freezer over here. Yeah.
It's good, huh?
New soup come in. We got a whole shelf here of that stuff. And then, but I'm telling you right now, you better really like wasabi if you eat them Kit Kats. Because if you come across one of them wasabi Kit Kats, you better like wasabi. Because if you don't, it's gonna put a punch on you.
It's definitely interesting. Yeah.
I will add some extra for you.
There you go. There you go. But come on down. They're on Main Street.
Yes.
If you're heading towards the college, look for the big blue sign there on Main Street. And for the big blue steel building there, and that's where it's at. Again, all the market sides, the front, and then the restaurant, the kitchen's in the back there.
Yes.
And of course, they did add additional seating a couple of years ago off to the side, so they got plenty of seating there on the side.
On the left-hand side.
So
when
bring
you
your
walk
friends and come and make a whole big meal out of it.
Right.
And if I could, just good soup.
No, wait a minute.
The ramen's a 10.
I said that one is called $1.19, right? For Sean, it's called $5.59.
Fair enough. I understand.
I love it.
There you go.
The inflation is necessary. I understand.
And that's the packaged food. That's not her homemade stuff that she's got in the back. This is the packaged food. It's not even the homemade
It just
stuff.
means we have to go there for lunch. Then.
Yeah, you guys need to eat that thing.
I love it. Yeah.
Let's try this.
We need to cook it up.
That's what we did after our hot chip challenge. I remember a couple years ago we were doing that Pocky chip challenge.
Okay.
And I had lunch at Asian Market after my victorious thing. So very good. We got to go. I just saw the time of the show here. Thank you very much, Nook.
Yes,
so
sir.
appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have a great Christmas if I don't see you between now and then. Hopefully I do. But
please, before I go, can I say something?
Yes, you may.
My phone number is 575-840-5309.
That's
if
right.
you would love to make an order for pickup, or you would love to want to dine in, please call that number.
And parties and stuff that are coming.
Yes.
She does do catering for
Yes.
that. So if you need a big old thing of that fried rice, she'll be happy to talk to you
Yes.
about that. Or if you need a thing of General Tso's chicken,
Yes, sir.
or a big thing of soup, she got you
No
covered.
fried rice today.
No fried rice today.
I'm just kidding.
Unless you ask nice.
All right. Thank you, Roswell.
Thank you very
Mike.
much. Well, thank you, Nook. We'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
All right, it's 10 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.